Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball. And what's good, everyone? Happy Monday. Thanks for joining back in once again tonight here. The Celtics looking to keep it rolling right now. They have won 4 straight games in a row. They have gone 14-3 in their last 17 games. And the Celtics, number 2 in the Eastern Conference, 22-11 on their home floor, 46-18 coming into this matchup, hosting the Utah Jazz tonight. And Boston comes in as heavy favorites, 15.5-point favorite tonight on the line. Utah 15-49 currently, just 7-25 on the road. They've lost 5 straight games. The Jazz are 29th out of 30 teams in the NBA, currently the last place team in the Western Conference. And this should be a take care of business game for the Celtics tonight. Boston without 3 players tonight. Jason Tatum's not playing, neither is Kristaps Porzingis nor Al Horford, but take care of business opportunity tonight here for Boston, going up against the Utah Jazz team that hasn't won a road game in over 2 months. Utah's lost 12 straight road games going into this matchup. The last time they won on the road was at Orlando, 105-92 on January 5th. That is over 2 months ago, and the Jazz are 0-4 to start off the month of March, going winless so far in the month of March. Celtics, 4 straight wins in a row, and looking for a huge night. I'll get to my top 5 picks here in just a moment and those reason whys, but I'm thinking Peyton Pritchard going to have a humongous game just like he did against Portland last Wednesday, but also Derek White, both of those guys destined to have bounce-back games tonight. Pritchard was limited to just 3 points against the Lakers on Saturday, and Derek White had just 10 points against the Lakers as well. Those 2 guys hungry for bounce backs here tonight. What's good, Ride Dog, Warren? Glad to have you guys back in. TC, welcome to the stream. Man, crusher right there. Jason Tatum's actually out for this game. So yeah, before if you guys go before betting on stuff, make sure to always check the injury report. And one of my keys that I do when I make my top 5 picks is to never do a pick on a player that's questionable. Everybody has to be fully healthy listed on the injury report. But yeah, that's crushing that Jason Tatum's not available. I kind of sensed it too because they're playing against OKC on Wednesday. That's the big game for the Celtics. So they're resting Tatum for Oklahoma City on Wednesday, where they don't need him for this game because Utah's got a plethora of injuries for the Jazz. And it's been like that throughout the course of the season this year for Utah. This is what the Jazz got tonight for their starting 5. A bunch of young guys out there for the most part. John Collins is back today. He's playing tonight for the Jazz in this game. Isaiah Collier, a rookie out of USC. Colin Sexton, Johnny Juzang, Walker Kessler, John Collins. That's what they have tonight for Utah. They've been just rotating a bunch of different players. Some of their key players, John Collins, Larry Markkinen, they've been injured throughout most of the season, so they've gone through just like a laundry list of guys this year that's played on their roster. Hey, what's good? Anastasia, welcome back in. Troy, thanks for joining back in, brother. This should be a big time game tonight for Pritchard. Got a feeling that Pritchard's gonna go off in this game. Here we go. Top 5 picks tonight for Celtics versus Jazz. This is what I got. All Celtics picks here. 1 team prop, 4 player props. Liking the Celtics to drop down over 123.5 points. So that's 124 points or greater. I get the Celtics going for this game. Boston ranks number 3 in the NBA in offensive efficiency in the last 3 games. The Celtics are number 2 in the NBA in offensive rating this season. Utah is top 10 worst in the NBA in NBA history in defensive rating with his Utah Jazz team. This Utah Jazz team is historically terrible at defense. They rank dead last in defensive rating this season. I like the Celtics to post up big numbers in this game, like a 130 burger on the board before this one is done in this game here. So I'm looking for the Celtics to rack up a bunch of threes, a bunch of points, and just multiply it out on the scoreboard for a humongous game. Also, reasons to that as well. Celtics rank number 1 in three-point makes per game this season. Their strengths line directly up against Utah and Utah's weaknesses coming into this game. Like, this should be a blowout, most likely. Even though Tatum's not playing, Porzingis not playing, Horford's not playing. I mean, looking at the Celtics' strength, it's aligning right with the key weaknesses for Utah. Boston, number 1 in the NBA in made threes. Utah, last in the NBA in three-point makes allowed. Celtics, number 2 in fewest turnovers per game. Utah, dead last in turnovers forced per game. Just an absolute mismatch all around the board here, why the Celtics should be able to blow out this Utah Jazz team tonight. Derek White over 17.5 points. That was this morning. His player props up to 19.5 since Tatum is out for this game right now. Derek White looking to have a bounce-back game, and I get a feeling here tonight Celtics could have a very key historic night, potentially drilling like 25 threes or greater in this game. I wouldn't be shocked if they make a team total of 25-30, someplace in the ballpark of 30 for like a dynasty, like a franchise record there for made threes in this game before it's said and done tonight. I think Derek White is going to have a big key in that tonight. He had 41 against the Blazers last Wednesday, taking on another team out in the Western Conference here that's dead last and limiting opposing backcourt players this season, shooting the three ball. I like Derek White to bounce back. Had just 10 points in the previous game, so I think he's going to have a big game for him. He's averaging just under 24 points per game in 4 games without Jason Tatum this season for Derek White. Derek White over 3.5 made threes. Last March, he drilled 7 threes against Utah, and he's averaging 5.5 made threes without Jason Tatum in those 4 games this season for Derek White. Jaylen Brown, like him tonight, over 5.5 rebounds. Porzingis not playing tonight. Neither's Horford. Neither's Tatum. Somebody's going to rebound the basketball. JB steps up when that happens. He's averaging 8 boards per game in the 4 games that Tatum has missed this season. And then Jaylen Brown over 4.5 assists. Should be able to take control of that lead playmaker role tonight for Jaylen Brown, coming off a personal best 4.8 assists per game. And the Jazz ranked 29th this season in the NBA in assists allowed to opponents. And when Jason Tatum isn't playing, Jaylen Brown in those games without Tatum's averaging just under 7 assists per game. So that's what I like. Thrown in 2 honorable mention picks as well. Peyton Pritchard over points, Peyton Pritchard over made threes. Those were not in the sports book when I checked them out this morning. But yeah, Peyton Pritchard's going to drop like a 25-30 piece on this Utah Jazz defense tonight. He's going to do it, drilling like 6, 7, or 8 threes in this game for Peyton Pritchard. So he should have 5 threes or greater at the end of this game for Peyton Pritchard, alongside a 20-plus, potentially 30-point night out of PP tonight. So that's what I like tonight here. Celtics over 123.5 points. Derek White over 17.5 points. That player prop's risen up to 19.5 since Tatum's out. Derek White over 3.5 made threes. Jaylen Brown over the rebounds at 5.5. Jaylen Brown over 4.5 assists. And then Peyton Pritchard, if you can find that in the sports book, I believe it's up now at around 18.5 points. I'm confident that he'll score at least 20 tonight. And if it's 3.5 made threes, I'm confident that he'll drill at least 4. Look at that, 5 greater tonight for Peyton Pritchard. So that's what I got there for my top 5 picks for tonight, plus the 2 audible mentions for Peyton Pritchard. All right, what's good, Jeffrey? Welcome in, man. Yeah, Patriots going heavy on the free agents today. Got some key free agents that they signed, which is great. So, yeah, totally different team culture compared to last year, where they were just completely lacking in the offseason. Didn't really do much of anything. Victor, what's good? Mark is on the stream. A-Tap, welcome back in. Joe, welcome in from Mississippi. Thanks for joining back in, brother. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Patiently waiting for this game tonight. Jason Tatum resting up. He will not play tonight due to the key game of the week, taking on Oklahoma City on Wednesday. No concern about Jason Tatum's injury. Just needed a night off of rest. It is listed as right knee tendinopathy, but whenever he's been out, it's only his 5th game out. It's nothing really to worry about for Jason Tatum. It's more so that they're playing against the Utah Jazz right now. You don't need to risk playing Jason Tatum against a 15-49 Utah Jazz team that hasn't won in over 2 months on the road. So that's what we're looking at tonight. You got to save Jason Tatum, save all his energy for OKC on Wednesday, because that's the real game here. I didn't take anything on the line for this game because the Celtics are missing Tatum, Porzingis, and Horford. Porzingis has been out. Man, he's been out for a while with an illness. Like, hopefully everything's okay for him. He's been out for like 2 weeks now with an illness. And also, he was sick a month ago, that game against the Knicks, with an illness back on February 8th. So he's had an issue shaking off whatever cold it's got. I know the flu season's been pretty bad. But, yeah, hopefully he'll get better really, really soon, because they'll need him. It's just... I guess the key here is they're not risking him, which they're winning games without even putting Porzingis on the floor, which is key. Because once he's healthy in the playoffs and once he's available, that's the big key, is availability and health. I mean, he just completely changes the team. Hey, there we go, watching Bryant. That's awesome there, Jeffrey. Yeah, I was at Brown this past weekend. Jocko, welcome in from Quakertown. Welcome back in. Thanks for joining in. When I went to the Poconos back in... 2019. Yeah, 2019. Our first stop was in Quakertown, then we worked our way up to Allentown, Bethlehem, and eventually stayed in Stroudsburg on our final nights. Illinois is probably going to be like a 7 seed, most likely. If they keep on winning, they can move up to like a 6, possibly a 5 for them. Starters tonight look like this. Utah Jazz got Isaiah Collier, Colin Sexton, Johnny Juzang, John Collins, and Walker Kessler. Celtic starters tonight, Drew Holiday. He's healthy. That's a good sign to see. Wouldn't be shocked if he goes over his assist total tonight. Utah ranks dead last in limiting opposing point guards in the assist column this season, so that's another player prop to suggest. Drew Holiday, Derek White, Sam Hauser, Jaylen Brown, and Luke Cornett, the starting 5 tonight on the floor for the Celtics. No Jason Tatum. He's out due to a knee injury. No concern there for Tatum. It's his 5th game missed this season, but he's resting up for OKC on Wednesday night. No Al Horford due to a left big toe sprain. He's resting up for the Thunder. So is Porzingis, who will hopefully be available. He's out tonight due to illness. Yeah, definitely a good decision to sit out Tatum. I mean, you don't need to risk anything going into this one here. That's what they did against Portland on Wednesday last week. I mean, there was no need for that. It's a good opportunity here to just build up the depth for the team as well, because you got guys like Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, opportunities tonight for these guys to just go off in this matchup. I'd like to see some more Neemias Queta, see what he's got on the floor tonight, and then other guys in the rotation who should hopefully play, like Jordan Walsh, Baylor Shireman down the line as we are other way. Celtics control the opening tip. Left to right on the floor, Jaylen Brown has it at the top of the key. He's defended by John Collins, switch guarded by Johnny Juzang at the top, slides over to Hauser at the left wing, moves off to Cornett, into the hands to Holiday. Holiday guarded by John Collins at the top here, 5 of the shot clock. Holiday dribbles up, launches the 3 straight away, no good out of bounds. Tough possession there, trying to play iso ball for Drew. Yeah, it's been a little bit rough for him to get back into the lineup. He missed quite a bit of games last couple weeks or so. Out due to the injury that he sustained in his pinky finger. Looks like it's like a fractured finger or so. He's been playing through like a partially broken finger. Missed 3 by Utah. White lob down low behind the defense. Drew Holiday scores, up it off the backboard. 2-zip Boston. Yeah, Baylor played Houston tough. That 3 missed off the rim, short by Juzang. Another rebound collected by Derek White. Derek White at his player prop tonight, just 3.5 rebounds, already 2. Up the floor transition, 3 came up short. Cornett tried to save it out of bounds, and he was out of bounds with it. We're just getting started tonight. What's good, Vegas? Glad to have you back in, brother. Mikey in the street, welcome in. If you guys are new, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Off the roll down goes Walker Kessler. He scores the basket plus gets fouled. So Kessler going to shoot 1 coming up out of this at the free throw line. That is Derek White, looks like, from behind, who tagged him and picked up the shooting foul. And also, if you guys are big college basketball fans, I have linked up in the chat the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group, as we are less than a week away, 6 days away from Selection Sunday, the bracket being revealed. Feel free to join in on my channel Bracket Challenge group. We're going to do ESPN once again. That link is posted in the chat. Right now, it's pinned into the chat. Feel free to join if you guys would like. Jaylen Brown with a possession. He dribbles up top of the free throw circle, guarded by Kessler. Step back three in the air. That's off the mark, no good. Man, Utah's coming out playing solid defense here, contesting shots right out of the gate. A little bit out of sorts here offensively, though, for the Jazz. Sexton, pocket pass. Collins, jumper, got it for the 15-foot J. They get a couple healthy guys back, so it's been a struggle getting their veteran guys to stay healthy this season. But they do have John Collins and also Colin Sexton both playing on the floor right now, starting in this game. Holiday, corner three, connects on it. Bang, a bang from the perimeter by Drew Holiday. McDougal, welcome back in. Thanks for joining in. Ice Ice Baby, welcome back in. Colin Sexton working on Hauser here. Crossover, drives, attacks the paint, floats with the shot, missed off the mark. Kessler out rebounds Luke Cornett for the basketball. It goes back to the Jazz. Collins stumbled inside the paint, gives it off to Ju Zhang. Hook shot, able to roll around and drop in by Johnny. 7-5 now for the Jazz. Yeah, Utah's been pretty strong at the glass. They get a bunch of rebounds, averaging around 46 boards per game. Jaylen Brown, bad passes it. Got zipped out of bounds as Drew Holiday left his mark in the corner, decided to make a cut, and Jaylen Brown didn't read it properly. Just that ball left his hands as a turnover. Sexton attacks inside the paint, blocked to the bounds, and is off of Colin Sexton, according to the refs. Yeah, this is one that, based on the first 3 minutes, looks like the Celtics may have looked a little bit past Utah coming into this game tonight, because I think they're fully focused on Oklahoma City on Wednesday. I wonder if they even game planned for this team today. Sam Hauser, hungry to bounce back today. He certainly looks like he did right there, able to knock down a mid-range shot. We're tied up at 7. 3 for 6 for the Celtics. Utah starts out 3 for 7. Collins takes the open three off the back rim, no good. Offensive rebound for a brief moment by Kessler, and heads up play by Drew Holiday as he fires a fastball, plays a dodgeball from 2 feet away at the baseline and pins it right off of Kessler out of bounds. Yeah, Kessler was unable to squeeze that, and Drew Holiday, it's a heads up play there, able to see it. White drives on Collins, and Collins picks up the reach and foul. This game's at Boston tonight. Fun fact here, the Utah Jazz have lost 12 straight road games in a row. They have not won a road game in over 2 months. Last time they won on the road was at Orlando, January 5th. Missed 3 off the back rim by Hauser. Push pass out to the wing. Ju Zhang, transition 3, left off the rim short. Hauser tips it off to Brown for the defensive rebound. Jaylen Brown crosses midcourt, moves the pass down the hill to the trailer, and that is Luke Cornett, who flies in with a two-headed flush. That was a beautiful dime there. No-look pass and an absolute bullet by Jaylen Brown, and Luke Cornett tear down the Rushak there with authority. Colin Sexton slides it on top. Backcourt to Sexton. He drives here down the hill, working on Brown. His pass deflected up in the air. Derek White comes up to the steal up the floor. They got numbers 2-on-1. Hauser, his pass broke it up out of bounds. They had a 2-on-1 initially, and then it got to be a 3-on-2. Jaylen Brown trailing the play. Great deflection there by Collins to force that miss. This will stay Celtics ball. Inbound goes to Brown out in the corner. Jaylen Brown backs his way on Ju Zhang. Mid-block, dribbles up inside the key, and Jaylen Brown goes up, gets fouled. 2 free throws coming up here at the line for JB. Johnny Ju Zhang, guilty party, picked up the shooting foul. Yeah, my honest opinion this season about the bracket, I think a lot of it's going to be chalk. I'm not too high on a lot of these mid-majors this season. There's very few mid-majors that I'm actually, like, that I think are capable of pulling off an upset this season. Like, a lot of people out there saying, like, a bunch of, like, mid-majors going to pull off upsets. Like, they're naming teams like Lipscomb and, like, a ton of different mid-majors. High Points. honestly, I think it's going to be very few. The two that have caught my eye are UC San Diego and Drake. Those are the two mid-majors that I really like that's capable, if they're in the right matchups, to pull off those upsets. Both of the free throws good at the line by Jaylen Brown. So 11-7 now for the Celtics. John Collins at the left wing, dribbles up, backs his way inside the key on Holiday. Collins puts up the shot over Drew and got it to go. Good for two. What's good, Anthony? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining in. Appreciate it here for finding my channel. Jaylen Brown at top. We approach the 7-minute mark left to go in the first. Brown's guarded by Kessler. Big man around the perimeter. Brown drives and Kessler able to shake him. Crossover jumper. 15-footer drills it. That's good. It's 13-9 for the Celtics. Yeah, and the bubble teams this year have been incredibly weak. Nebraska is 17-14. They're a bubble team, and they missed out on the Big Ten tournament. Colin Sexton able to weave his way inside a key and dropped it down for two. 13-11 now. Jaylen Brown at the left wing, guarded by Kessler. 101. Brown drives on Kessler. Brown accelerates to the rim, missed the layup off the back rim out of the pack. It was John Collins with a defensive rebound as Utah looks to push it. Could they handle it properly out of bounds? Off the fingertips of Isaiah Collier in the corner. That's one that, if you're Jazz, you're the Jazz, you really needed to attack there, lay it up and in. They decided to give up a 2 for an open 3, but the pass was off the mark and resulted in a turnover. 6:25 left to go in the opening quarters. We take the first timeout of tonight's game. Joe Mazzulla going to burn the first timeout here for the Celtics. Boston by 2. Yeah, Celtics are 15.5-point favorites tonight, and Utah has a couple of their key players fairly healthy for this game. What's good, Chris? Welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, WCC this year, low-key, has had a really solid season for their conference. So, St. Mary's, I've seen them either as a 6 or a 5. But yeah, if Gonzaga wins the WCC championship, yeah, they can move up some significant seeds there. Yeah, they're going to be a dangerous team as well. If they're in the 8 or the 9 seed grouping, I mean, they're going to pose a dangerous threat to whoever the 1 seed is. Like, I think there's a legit shot that they could take out Florida in that second round matchup. Because usually Gonzaga's had, I think they've got like a multiple year streak going on for multiple years that they've gone into the second weekend for them. There's some teams that have some really good history that's projected right now as like 8 or 9 seeds. UConn's another one. I'm looking at like a bunch of brackets, and a bunch of them have UConn Duke in the second round matchup. Like that's the 5:15 p.m. game on Sunday on CBS. That game's absolute cinema if it happens there. Duke against UConn, 1 versus 8 in round 2. Oh, bubble team is a team that gets that's a team that's right on the cutoff line to like in or out of the bracket. That's like one of the last teams in or like first teams out. So that's like a cutoff line team that they're like basically treading water to make it to the tournament or not. Yeah, I have no clue how Nebraska's even listed. 17-14, didn't even make their conference tournament. The bubble is so weak this year. North Carolina is something like 1-12 against quad 1 teams, and they're, according to ESPN's Joe Lunardi, they're the second team out right now behind Boise State. There's a couple teams making a push though. Xavier's made a push. They were not listed there last week. All of a sudden they've made a push, but yeah, it's crazy. You got some of these teams have like terrible conference records. Like Oklahoma is something like 4-12, something crazy. It's really some of these conference records are just not good. Like Ohio State, Oklahoma, Indiana, like playing like 500 ball or below 500 in conference. Oklahoma's way below 500 for them, yet they're in the bubble conversation right now. So we get back to action. Missed jumper, but the Celtics to the elbow by Jaylen Brown as we come back out of the timeouts. Savi Mikhailuk, former Celtic from last season, took the jumper, able to roll around and dropped it in for 2. 13-13 right now. Peyton Pritchard. Guarded by Mikhailuk around the perimeter. First time on the floor tonight for Pritchard. Shovels it over to Cornette into the hands to Brown. Brown with 10 on the timer. Slides it off to Pritchard. Thought about the step back. Makes the extra pass to Brown. Brown up fake. Dribbles. Drives. Attacks the paint. Able to put up a shot over 3 defenders. And he scores up and through. That is good for 2 by Jaylen Brown. 15-13 right now. And they got 3 guys just completely got faked out off the head fake inside the paint there by Jaylen. All at the same time, too. Bounce past Kessler, low block, swings it out to the corner. Collins, corner 3, no good, off the rim. Tipped up by Cornette. He tapped it over to Hauser for a defensive rebound. Cornette, Hauser, Holiday, Brown, and Pritchard. The 5 on the floor. Pritchard, up fake inside the key. Floats it out on top off to Holiday. Drew Holiday, guarded by Kessler. Step back 3 by Drew. Came off the rim short. Tipped up to Collins for the defensive rebound. Yeah, this is kind of shocking right now. The Celtics have not been able to make a 3. 0 for 5 from the perimeter right now to begin this game. Kind of shocking as John Collins off the Juzang miss, soars up and puts it through with a putback dunk. 15 even. Utah ranks dead last in the NBA, allowing opponents to average around 14 made threes per game. And the Celtics are 0 for 5 from the perimeter. Celtics are number 1 in three-point shot makes, around 19 threes per game. Missed shot inside the key, left it short by Pritchard. Off the roll down, Collins able to receive the pass from Collier. Collins able to score the hook shot over Cornette. Wow. It looks like Boston's looking past this matchup here. Utah has gone over 2 months without a win on the road. Peyton Pritchard gonna stop that run there by the Jazz. That's the first made 3 finally tonight. Nice shot from the perimeter by PP. 18-17 Celtics. Well, it's good, Charlize, so welcome back in. Thanks for joining in. No good off the mark by Collins. Offensive rebound control by Kessler outside of Collier. Collier drives, attacks, downhill at the rim. He scores over Hauser with a left-hand finish. Man, these guys are, like, actually coming out playing hard, competing here for Utah. It goes to show that, I mean, doesn't matter what organization you are, paid professionals leaving it all on the line no matter how much is possible. Missed 3 from the corner by Hauser. Rebound went to Juzang. Jazz by 1. Jazz with possession here. Utah 0 for 6 from 3. Despite that, despite being the league's worst defense and defensive rating, they got themselves a 1-point lead. Juzang able to weave his way in a monster step right past Hauser out to Mikhailuk. Mikhailuk on a 3. Mikhailuk's 3 is way off the mark. And Hauser scoops up the defensive rebound. Pritchard at the left corner, guarded by Mikhailuk. Gets right past him off the pivot. Pritchard to the rim, no good. Drew Holiday with a putback. 2019. Drew Holiday's looking really nice so far tonight here. He's got himself 5 points now by Drew. 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Good start by Holiday. We're going to have a timeout taken on the floor. 2:45 left to go in the first as the Jazz burn their first timeout. Some saving plays right now for Drew in this game. Check that. He's up to 7 points, so that was statted incorrectly. His 5 has gone up to 7, so he is the leading scorer right now for Boston. 7 points by Drew Holiday, 6 points by Jaylen Brown, 3 off the bench by Pritchard, and 2 each by Hauser and Cornette. Yeah, so net rankings, that's something that's recently new. I think it was released like 4 or 5 years ago in the net rankings. I believe it's a combo of different things. So it's like home wins, road wins, and then neutral site wins. It's broken down into different categories, and then they break it down into quad wins. So quad 1, quad 2, quad 3, which I guess the definition for like quad 1 is different per like home, away, and neutral. I don't know the certain numbers. If I'm not mistaken, I believe quad 1 is 1 through I think it's something like a 1 through 50 at home, and then quad 1 on the road is something like 1 through 75 for rankings of those teams, and then quad neutral is something as well, like 1 through 75 is something like that. I'm not sure the entire numbers. They're broken down by certain numbers on the index, but the more quad 1 wins you have, that's against the highest competition, the better off your team's been on the Challenger schedule. So Auburn, I'm sorting through the quad 1 wins. Auburn has the most quad 1 wins by far. They're 16-4 in quad 1 games. Michigan State is second at 12-4 in quad 1 games. Alabama's 11-7. Kentucky's 10-9. But yeah, a team like North Carolina in an easy conference is 1-11 in quad 1 games. Yikes. South Carolina's 1-16 in quad 1 games. But yeah, a team like Drake that lost just 3 games. They went 30-3 for Drake. They went 2-0 in quad 1 games because they play in a much easier conference. But over in quad 3, they went 11-3, and in quad 4, they went 11-0 for them. Yeah, so a lot of it's about like strength of schedule, strength of record. Yeah, Gonzaga's rated really high in the net. They're number 8 in the net. Also, I heard another factor that's part of the net is blowout wins. And that's what Gonzaga has done like year after year after year. Just blowing out teams with like 20, 25, 30, 40 points. So blowout wins certainly help to inflate those net ranking numbers. So that's a key there in the net as well, is if you got like multiple blowout wins. As we come back from the timeout, Baylor Shireman on the floor for the first time tonight came up with a steal. His lob, though, to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen unable to finish it at the rim, and Utah came down with a basketball. Sexton step back 3, and he cashes it. 22-20. Jaylen Brown slides it off to Pritchard. Pull-up J from 34 feet out. Missed off the mark. Offensive rebound straight to Torrey Craig. Outside to Brown. Brown up fake at the left wing. And we get a turnover, looks like. So, yeah, turnover by the Celtics here. 22-20. It will go back to Utah. I'm interested to see what Michigan's net's at 28. Right now. They've played a bunch of close games. That's the reason why. Keita blocked. Got the block initially. That was on the rookie from Duke, Kyle Filipowski, that he blocked, but refs are going to call it a tie-up. So refs called this a tie-up between Keita and Filipowski. Keita tips it over to Craig, who comes out with a tip. Celtics have it. 2 minutes left to go in the first. Jaylen Brown. He's got 6 points so far. Working on Filipowski. Takes the 3 over him. Missed off the mark. Offensive rebound. Keita. Pritchard. Extra pass made. Torrey Craig, who buries a 3. Oh, yeah. That's a great sight to see there. 23-20 Celtics. Needing a spark off the bench there. Able to get Torrey Craig. Boston just 3 for 11 from the perimeter. Utah only 1 for 8 right now. Sexton. Guarded the TD guarded logo by Pritchard. Slides it across to Mikhailuk. Back out to Sexton. 5 in the shot clock. Sexton drives on Keita. Deep 2 jumper. Missed off the back rim. No good. It's Pritchard. Secures the defensive rebound. Pritchard steps into a wide open target range 3 and shockingly missed it. Out of the pack, here goes Sexton. Pritchard deflects it out to the corner. Keita with a motor as Keita comes up with a loose ball steal. Celtics have it back. Final minute left to go in the first. Yeah, that was a rare miss on an uncontested 3 in transition by Pritchard. Brown, lob, Keita underneath, up fake as he's able to put one up, and he puts it through, up and it off the glass. It's good for 2. Couple of unlikely players showing up in this game recently off the bench. This is a good opportunity to build some depth when you got guys like Neemias Queta, who's able to score right now. Filipowski, bouncing bodies, working on Shireman. Shovels it outside off to Sexton. 5 in the shot clock. Sexton jacks up the 3 over Baylor. No good off the mark, and the rebound gets hauled in by Queta. Peyton Pritchard running the point here. Utah just 1 for 9 from the perimeter. Celtics struggling as well, just 3 for 12. Peyton Pritchard, TD guarded logo at the left wing. Dribbles towards his right around the perimeter. Hand off to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen spin cycle right past Mikhailuk. Takes it to the cup. And Jaylen got stripped out of bounds with 11.3 seconds left. This is going to stay Celtics ball. Yeah, I saw that, man. That's crushing. Absolutely crushing right there for the Yankees. Torrey Craig inbound off the bounce pass. Broke it up out of bounds. 10 seconds now. It'll stay Celtics ball. Hey, what's good, Michael? Welcome in. Yeah, things going well. Been feeling much better recently. Interesting timeout right now. I think the Jazz are going to look at the replay and the challenge to challenge this call here in the possession arrow. Kind of an interesting challenge when it happens with 10 seconds left to go in the first. So we'll see what happens here. I'm not a believer in like early challenges. Like this is way too early in the game right now to be taking a challenge, but we'll see what happens coming up. Jazz are challenging possession arrow this basketball. Referees rolled it Celtics ball off the deflected inbounds. We'll see if it stays Celtics ball. 10 seconds left to go in the first as we head to the timeout. Yeah, Garrett Cole is going to have Tommy John surgery, so he's out for the entire season. That's a nightmare there. For the Yankees to start off the year. If you guys are new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified for future live streams. Ice Ice Baby, thanks so much for the dono. Really appreciate it here for the dono for Ice Ice Baby. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. A legend on the channel. Let's get that dono hype out in the stream for Ice Ice Baby. Yeah, so Thursday I underwent an endoscopy. I had some issues with my digestive system with like heartburn after meals when I eat, like feeling like whenever I eat like heavier meals I was feeling full like really early. So it's just now trying to figure out like what foods work for me. So it's kind of like keeping like a daily food log and trying to figure out like what foods work or so every day. But a lot of the foods that contain like fats in them, they don't really line up well with my digestive system properly, and sometimes I'm not feeling well after I have those foods. So it's kind of like figuring out basically like what works or so. But I've been eating like super healthy. Like every single day now for breakfast I've been having smoothies, which helps out a ton. Yeah, what a year for Pat Kelsey, man. ACC Coach of the Year. I've got him as National Coach of the Year. Who was it? The Field of 68. They put out John Shire, National Coach of the Year. I mean, Duke got the best player at all college hoops with Cooper Flagg and basically a bunch of 5 stars playing together. They were expected to be a top 3 team in the nation, but for Louisville, what a bounce back season. It's very few teams that you can say that about this year. Louisville is one of them. Michigan is another team that bounced back. Texas Tech, really good bounce back year for them. And those are 3 teams, in my opinion, that certainly have head coaches that deserve it. Missouri, having a humongous bounce back year for them as well. That's another head coach that should be in the conversation there. Dennis Gates from Mizzou. 6 seconds left to go. So Utah lost the challenge. Or check that. They actually won the challenge. They're going in their direction. Yep, challenge overturned. So Utah won this challenge. Celtics gave a reach and foul, and now the lob over the top, Kessler, and that challenge actually worked out as Utah scores .2 left to go in the quarter, so that challenge actually helped out the Jazz. Peyton Pritchard, 3-4 court 3, comes off the top of the glass, and we close out the end of the 1, and it's only a 1-point game, 25-24. Yeah, looks like the Celtics are overlooking this game tonight. So, 1 quarter in the books here, and it's going to be interesting throughout the course of this game. It looks like they've overlooked this matchup, and they're focusing Wednesday against OKC. Yeah, your card's finally going to be in the tournament. I believe it's the first time since 2019. Yep, Dennis's Michigan State Spartans, Big Ten champs. Yeah, what a season, man. They got 12 quad 1 wins. That's number 2 behind Auburn in most quad 1 wins. There could be some legendary coaches going deep in the tournament. When you look at Izzo and you look at Pitino, that's another coach too. Rick Pitino at St. John's. That was like an average team that he took to be a top 10 team for him. He's another coach that needs to be in the National Coach of the Year conversation. Yeah, so I'm hoping to be live on Sunday for Selection Sunday. Quick update on the games that I plan on to cover this week. So I got a lacrosse game this upcoming Wednesday, so unfortunately I won't be able to cover Celtics against OKC. Next stream for me will be on Friday, most likely. It'll be Celtics against, I think that's the Heat. Celtics against the Heat on Friday, and then I'm also hoping to be live on Sunday for the Selection Sunday live stream. I might cover Celtics against Nets on Saturday at 6, depending if I'm around or not. Yeah, I actually got a phone call today from Brown to see if I could help out the ESPN production crew this weekend since they're hosting the Ivy League tournaments for college basketball, but I'm not around on Friday. They wanted somebody that would be there for like 3 days, and I wouldn't be able to work for them on Thursday and Friday because I got work those 2 days. I told them if they needed help on Saturday, feel free to let me know because I should be like free all day on Saturday or so. They needed like people to like help out in the ESPN production crew for the Ivy League championship. So we get back to action here. 25-24. Celtics only by 1. Kessler fires a fastball down low off to Sexton. Sexton dribbles back out to the corner. Dribbling way away from the hoop here. 8 on the shot clock. Out to the corner. As Chu Zhang dribbles baseline off the tightrope, and he scores up and through for 2. Pritchard slides it off to Shireman. As Pritchard, Shireman, Cada, Torrey Craig, and Derek White. That's the 5 in the court currently. White moves it off to the corner with Craig. Outside finds Pritchard. Pritchard spots up from the TD guarded logo, and before the shot attempt, it's going to be on the Celtics here, it looks like. So turned over by Boston. Yeah, 3-second violation charged to Nebius Cada. So Nebius Cada, 3-second violation. And that's now the 3rd turnover for the Celtics. Utah with 5 turnovers. Kyle Filipowski. Outside. So they move it around the perimeter. Filipowski back to Sexton. Lob down low. Deflected, intercepted. Pritchard comes out with a steal here. Pritchard up the floor. Drive, kick. Shireman at the corner. Shireman swings it out on top. Derek White, open 3. Got it. Splashing down the triple from the perimeter by D. White. Celtics by 2 right now. D. White looking to see if he can start to heat up. At the mid-block, number 28 with Bryce Sensabaugh. And that is good from the corner for a 3 by Utah. 29-28 for the Jazz. Number 5, Cody Williams, a rookie out of Colorado, just scored. Derek White, also out of Colorado, starting his collegiate career. Not even at D1 at Johnson & Wales. Colorado just dribbled, drive, right down the lane inside and scored a layup. Wow, that was impressive by Derek White. Usually he's not able to beat you with his speed off the dribble, but he did right there. That's good in response by Sexton for 2, 31-30. White fires it out to the left corner. Jab step, Craig launches the 3, swash! Torrey Craig from the perimeter, baby. 33-31 Celtics. Good to see Torrey Craig tonight. 6 points, perfect 2 for 2 from the floor, both from the perimeter. 11-7 bench points for Boston right now. No Tatum, no Porzingis, no Horford. Got players stepping up here as Kessler coming off the screen. There, that is Filipowski, 22, coming off the screen. Attacks the paint, soars up with a layup. Pritchard moves it off to Cada. Deflected off the fingertips of White, and that's out of bounds. So, yeah, it was going to be a half-court violation anyway. Turnover by the Celtics. Yeah, it seems like they've looked right past and focusing on the Wednesday right now. I mean, this would be pretty embarrassing if they lost this game tonight, because Utah hasn't won a game on the road in over 2 months. Joe's going through a much different rotation tonight. Like, he hasn't played many minutes out of Derek White, hasn't played many minutes out of Drew Holiday. It's been a lot of different guys out there on the floor as White collects the steal. Pritchard hasn't been impressive so far this game here. Cada receives the shovel pass and scores, up and in off the backboard in transition on the 3-on-2. Two young guys working together. Baylor Shireman racked up the assist. Juzang moves on top, popping up for the 3. Mikhailuk missed off the rim short. Cada bringing energy right out to the court, soars up, collects the defensive rebound. Pritchard near side of the floor at the right wing. Pritchard crossover, dribbles up to the right baseline. Pritchard circles around, up fake. Pritchard looking for the foul call, couldn't do so. Left it off the glass too strong. And Filipowski there with a loose ball. Hand off Mikhailuk. Savi Mikhailuk working on Cada, drives right past Cada, meets Derek White off the double clutch, and a great contest there by White as Mikhailuk left it off the front rim. Celtics with possession. Craig, hand off to White. White at the edge of the midcourt logo. Derek White here, dribbles up top of the key towards his left now. Slides it off to Pritchard, outside to White, up fake, gets past Filipowski. Dish outside, Mikhailuk on top off the Pritchard. Spots up for the 3, off the rim, no good. Torrey Craig tried to soar up, and he couldn't finish with a putback dunk. Good coverage there by Cada. Missed 3 off the back rim. It's been a comedy of missed shots here recently as Filipowski couldn't hit that one. Derek White with possession, guarded around the perimeter, slides it off to his left to Pritchard. Pritchard steps up, jacks up a 33-footer, came off the rim, no good, and Baylor Shireman got knocked down as Cody Williams collected the defensive rebounds. Both of these teams playing quite a bit of time right now without a stoppage. Another missed shot by Mikhailuk straight away, and finally, somebody will call a timeout. Celtics burn one. 7:21 left to go. Second quarter. As we got bricks here, left and right. Both of these teams look like they're gassed, and we'll head to the timeout. Yeah, so right now, we head over to the timeout. If you guys are new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Yeah, we got a bunch of people pouring in. 150 plus right now. Thanks all for being a part of the stream tonight. If you guys are college basketball fans, feel free to join in on my channel Bracket Challenge group. That link is posted in the chat, the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. All are welcome to join. It's totally free. The link to the ESPN Challenge is posted in the chat for everybody to join if you guys would like. Seven points by Drew Holiday. It's been a balance. Nobody has really been able to take over for the Celtics. They got 8 different scores. 7 points by Holiday, 6 by Brown, 6 points by Torrey Craig, who's 2 for 2 from 3 tonight. 4 points by Cada, 3 by Pritchard. Derek White's got 5. Derek White's padding the stat sheet all over. 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. 2 points each by Hauser and Cornette. So it's been a balance, but it's been not really anybody's been able to take over this game. 9 different scores for Utah. 8 points by John Collins. 7 by Sexton. And then a bunch of guys with 2 and 3. 5 points by Kessler. Hey, what's good? Jake on the stream. Welcome in. Jeez, I'm sorry to hear about that on the city bus there. Let's see here. So, is there a way that I can put subscribers to come into your come into your chat there? Yeah, I mean, feel free to post the link there, Jeffrey. If you like, for your live stream link there, man. So 7:21 left to go in the second right now. Yeah, it was a really nice day outside. Good to get some nice weather for a time being. I guess the positive sign about daylight savings is now we got later sunset, so that's always a good thing. Because I actually work 8 to 4, and I actually work in a 4-wall production studio and radio, so I don't see the sun too often during my workday, and that gets tough, especially around like Thanksgiving and Christmas, as we see a missed shot here at the rim by John Collins. White off to Pritchard in the corner. Hauser back outside. Pritchard with a 3, no good, rattled out. He's having a tough game tonight for Pritchard. Yeah, so I don't see the sun too often, especially during like November, December, when the sun sets in mass around like 4:15, 4:30. Missed shot straight away there by Collins. Rebound control by White. Derek White padding up the stat sheet tonight here. White at the top, finds an opening, takes the 3, makes the 3 from downtown for D. White. Thinking that he's going to have a big game tonight. Just has to keep on being more aggressive. 4 for 5, 3 for 4 from the floor. He's got 8 points right now for Derek White. Tatum's more so being rested, so they had to list him with a knee injury on the injury report, but it's more of like a rest type of case because they're playing OKC on Wednesday. Derek White flying high in transition, scoring behind the defense for 2. Hauser with an assist, 40-33. Celtics starting to get on a little bit of a run here. Collier sends it off to Collins. Collins knocks down the J. If that's a 3 or that's a 2, that's going to be a 3 for now. So they got it 40-36. That front right foot when he attempted a shot, that was very close to the three-point line, but as it's statted now, that's a three-point shot. We'll see if that gets docked down to a 2 later. Jaylen Brown at the top. Moves it off to White. White fires the 3 off the back of no good. Tipped up to the back, top of the backboard, and Luke Cornett battled for the rebound with Walker Kessler. As Kessler was able to come down with it, Cornett from behind gets called in the loose ball foul. Yeah, just going to be stronger there if you're Luke Cornett. He was just unable to squeeze that off the loose ball, and Walker Kessler able to collect it, hit the deck, and Cornett picked up the foul. $5:17 left to go before half. It's only okay, they docked that down to a 2. That's what I thought. So the John Collins 3 that they initially ruled has now been docked down to a 2, 40-35. So we approach the 5-minute mark left to go in the first half. Mikhailiuk, step back 3, contested over White off the back from no good. Tipped up by Hauser, tipped to the corner out of bounds. And it's off of Kessler. Celtics basketball. Yeah, this game's really flown by fast. Like, nobody's been able to earn free throws. Celtics are 2 for 2 tonight at the free throw line. The Jazz are 1 for 1. John Collins, 10 points. Derek White with 10. Celtics get the inbound in their backcourt. Derek White on the floor with Hauser, Brown, Cornett, and Holiday. White slides it off to Brown, top of the key. Jaylen Brown guarded by the rookie Collier out of USC. Brown crossover, dribbles towards his left free throw circle, almost lost the handle. He does now. Collier collects the steal with a 2-on-1, bursts the speed ahead, and an easy layup. 2-point game. They'll try it again. Collier, left baseline, it's Brown, left baseline dribble, attacking the rack. Cornett soars up, blocked by Kessler, got it back, out to Hauser. 3 at the wing, off the back from no good. A rebound collected by Collier. Yeah, he was actually like a top 5 recruit last year, coming out of, when he was out of high school, going to USC for Isaiah Collier. And then he dropped back into the draft. He got injured in college for him. But yeah, he's a just really just strong player, like built like a linebacker, kind of like an Anthony Edwards style type player there. That he has like a lot of speed when he comes off the dribble. Derek White keeps on heating up tonight here. Another major three by Derek White, 43-37. He leads the way in this game with 13. Just keep on shooting it. If you're Derek White, you're destined to have another 40-point game if you're shooting the basketball a ton more, because he's been efficient with his opportunities. 5 for 7 shooting the ball for White. Holiday takes a ridiculous contested three, got knocked down. No call by the referees. Cornette got knocked down as well. Referees let him play on as he tried to come up with a defensive rebound. Kessler going up here. We get a foul charge to Boston. Yeah, this is the Derek White game. He just completely crossed the ankles over a Walker Kessler off the dribble. I mean, Walker Kessler just took an absolute digger on the floor there. Derek White broke the ankles of Kessler. 13 points, 3 for 5 from the perimeter, 5 rebounds. Derek White having a huge start today. First shot here at the line for Kessler. That one missed off the mark. Yeah, Porzingis is in the top 5 when he's in that column, and then Pritchard is higher than Holiday in the scoring this year. Yeah, Drew Holiday hasn't been really known as a scorer this season, as Hauser missed a three. Luke Cornette, right place, right time, comes out with a putback. 45-38. So we're under 3 minutes left to go before halftime. Collier, skip pass out to the left wing, Juzing. Juzing, jumper to elbow, swooshes it. Derek White, guarded around the perimeter by Johnny Juzing. Switched here, guarded by Kessler. Jacks up the three over Kessler. Missed off the mark, no good. The rebound gets tipped up over to Utah here. Number 13 on the floor with Isaiah Collier. Has it at the top of the key. Push pass out to the corner, John Collins. Collins backs his way inside the key. Jumper contested by Brown and able to drill that J. They're making some tough shots right now. Jazz hanging in the game, making a couple tough shots to stay winning 3. Jaylen Brown, top of the key here. Been a little bit silent recently for JB. Brown's guarded by Kessler. Brown gets around Kessler, attacks the paint, working on Juzing, met by Collins now outside, finds Hauser, hits 3, nothing but net, delivers. Oh, that was pure right there. Sam Hauser rises up and cans a triple. Celtics start to get going here currently. Utah down by 6 with possession. Colin Sexton drives on the White inside, dish out to the corner. Off to John Collins. Collins is guarded by Cornette. Bounce pass, able to slip past White is Sexton. I got to give credit out to Utah. They're playing the Celtics tough tonight in this game. Holiday off the dribble, gets swatted out of bounds off Collins. Hey, that sounds good there, Paulie. 48-44. We're going to take another timeout right now, as we're down to 1:14 left to go before half. Alright, so we head over to the timeout. If you guys are doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Go. Wow, a bunch of people pouring in. 180 plus right now. I'd like to let you guys know about our channel sponsor here. It is BetUS. For all those sports bettors out here, this stream is sponsored by BetUS, where you can bet on the season sports action with an A-plus rated sports book, which has been running since 1994. It's available to all 50 U.S. states. Bet on your favorite sports teams, players, and sporting events with BetUS. And for new sports bettors, you go to the BetUS website. You'll receive a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits of up to $2,000. Use my BetUS channel link that is posted in the description of the video. Also, posted in the QR code. We get a QR code at the bottom corner of the screen, and also I just put it in the chat as well for the BetUS link there. And BetUS features sports betting. That's on multiple sports such as NBA basketball, college basketball, March Madness coming up, within the next week and a half, NFL, football right now in free agency, NHL hockey, MLB baseball, which is starting up next month, international soccer, golf, tennis, NASCAR racing, and numerous other sports as well. BetUS is a player prop builder where you can put together player props. You can also put together team props also. And it has same-game parlays for live sports betting during games. So check out my new sponsor, BetUS. The link is posted in the description of the video. Also posted it in the chats. And there's also a QR code out there as well. BetUS has been changing the game for over 30 years. All right, so right now the timeout. And also, if you guys are big college basketball fans, March Madness coming up in like a week and a half or so from now. If anybody's interested in joining in on my Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group, feel free to do so. All are welcome to join. Last year we had like over 40 plus members be a part of the Bracket Challenge group. I think last time I checked before the stream we only had 8, so let's see if we can keep that group growing. But that link is pinned in the chat right now, and all are welcome to do so. It's totally free, and just like every single year we go through the ESPN Bracket Challenge group for the ESPN Tournament Challenge. That link is in the description of the video as well, so it's pinned in the chat, and everybody's welcome to join in for this year's March Madness Bracket Challenge group. 48-44. Nebraska Celtics. Welcome to the stream here for Ullman. Thanks for joining in. Jaylen Brown drives downhill, working on Kessler. Strong bucket up and it off the backboard for 2 for JB. Wow. It's a good basket right there, attacking Walker Kessler at the rim. Sexton, final minutes left to go before half. On top finds John Collins. Collins, his shot inside the key, no good. Tip to Brown for the defensive rebound. Jaylen Brown crosses midcourt. Jaylen Brown guarded by Johnny Juzang, 1-on-1. Jaylen drives, attacks, inside the paint, accelerates, right to the rim, he scores, up and in off the backboard, plus the foul. Jaylen Brown starting to set the tone, start to take over for Boston right now. Strong left-hand finish, that's back-to-back big-time buckets, attacking with dribble drive penetration to the rim for Jaylen Brown. First one over Kessler with a right hand. Second one with a left hand. Able to get a step and a half past Johnny Juzang and in. Yeah, Mr. Top's been doing pretty well. Jaylen Brown's up to double digits. He has got 10. Derek White is the game leader with 13. Colin Sexton with 9 for Utah. John Collins leads the way with 12 for the Jazz. We got the largest lead in the night here. 53-44 Celtics. 30 seconds left to go before halftime. Sexton. That lead's going to be less. He buries a quick 3. 6-point game all of a sudden. Colin Sexton double digits with 12. Derek White at the TD Garden logo. Left wing perimeter. Dribbles towards his right here. Top of the key. He's guarded by John Collins. 3-second differential shot clock and game clock to close out going to halftime. Jaylen Brown jacks up the 3 off the back rim. No good. Offensive rebound controlled by Hauser. 3 seconds left. Hauser up fake. Hauser leaner blocked by Kessler. The buzzer. And we close out going to halftime. 53-47. Walker Kessler making impact plays now on the floor. That's now 2 blocks alongside 5 rebounds for Kessler today. Defense for Utah, shockingly, keeping them hanging in this game. Celtics are only shooting 8 for 27 from the perimeter right now, going up against the dead last team and 3 points allowed being Utah this year. And the Jazz are hanging in right now in this first half to only a 6-point game at halftime. So yeah, one half in the books. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up here, hit the like, hit the subscribe. So we enter halftime, and yeah, looks like the Celtics are looking past this matchup quite a bit because they know they get the Thunder on Wednesday. That's going to be a huge game there. But I wonder really how much prep they put into this game. No Jason Tatum, no Al Horford, no Porzingis today. And hopefully all three of those guys will be good to go against the Thunder because they're going to need them for sure. Coming up against 53-11 OKC on Wednesday. Let's see what we got for scores tonight here. Atlanta Hawks leading the Philadelphia 76ers 66-57 at halftime. How about this for an upset right now? LeBron he's injured. I think he's out for like the next week and a half or so for LeBron. 48-47. The Brooklyn Nets have a 1-point lead currently at halftime against the LA Lakers. Miami Heat up at the half against the Charlotte Hornets 58-52. Raptors lead the Wizards 59-55, and the Bulls and Pacers tied up at 25. Final minute left to go in the first in that game. Rockets lead the Magic at the end of one, 23-19. Suns, they're going to need to stack wins here to get themselves in the playoff picture. Right now, Phoenix looking good. First quarter, 31-22 at the Grizzlies for the Suns. And this is a really good game tonight. Good matchup. Oklahoma City, 29, Denver Nuggets 25. That game's over on NBA TV. And that's the 53-11 OKC Thunder taking on the 41-23 Denver Nuggets. Going to go through some college hoops. Couple of conference tournament championships from mid-majors tonight. Here we go. The SoCon Tournament Championship. Wofford, who's 18-15, leads Furman 75-69. There's been some chaos going on in that bracket over in the Southern Conference Tournament Championship. Wofford, they're 7 minutes away if they can hold off Furman towards getting an automatic qualifier to the NCAA tournament. Arkansas State, they had an upset win back in the non-conference slate against Memphis. Arkansas State was down early. They lead now 55-52 against Troy. And that's in the Sun Belt Conference Championship. Arkansas State is a team that's worth a look in the NCAA tournament. They're probably going to be a 13 seed or a 14 seed, but any team that has wins against teams that's in the NCAA tournament field, like anytime you have a win against a ranked opponent or a team that's in the NCAA tournament field, that's like a major conference team or like a high mid major, like a team like Memphis. I don't even know what to call that because the American has disintegrated. That used to be a combo conference back in like once it started, like 2013, 2014. That used to be the old Big East. When half of the Big East teams separated before they joined the ACC. Like that conference used to contain UConn. I believe Louisville was in that conference. Cincinnati was in that conference. Houston was in that conference. That conference was really good like a decade ago. Like that was a major conference, the American, and all of a sudden it's basically like CUSA plus or so. That conference is. It's like a spin-off of Conference USA, and it's like a combo conference of like Sunbelt / Conference USA, basically now what the American's been, because the only true team out of the American that stayed there has been Memphis. Like all the other teams are joining in from like other conferences like North Texas, UAB. It's totally different from where it was. Like that's where we've got a lot of realignment when in the last decade has been from that conference, teams in, teams out. And that's a brand new conference that was created like around 12 years ago in the American. But yeah, Arkansas State, what's helped them out, probably why if they get a 13 seed instead of a 14, is that they have that win against Memphis. It was at Memphis December 8th, 85-72. That's the resume building win that they have for them. Their other game that they played against a major conference team, they lost. That was at Alabama. They lost 88-79. So that's what they have to show for on their resume. That American conference that they just talked about is probably going to be a conference that gets a bid stealer. Like, they're a really weak conference this year. I think Memphis is the only team in that conference that's under consideration as a lock. Yeah, it's probably going to be North Texas. North Texas is not in at-large contention right now, and they have a 23-7 record. Like, some of these teams are worth a look in the American that can take down Memphis in the tournament championship and steal somebody's bid. I would not be shocked if it's North Texas or UAB that does that. Oop. But yeah, there's 2 tournament bids up for grabs today. Automatic qualifiers. Teams there's actually 5 teams right now that's already been crowned conference tournaments that's in the NCAA tournament field. So I think it's 1 extra from previous years. The Summit League had usually in previous years had hosted on either a Monday or a Tuesday at night for the Summit League, but Summit League went like a day earlier this year, and Omaha won the Summit League. We got a couple of teams that's appearing in their first ever NCAA tournament next week. Omaha, first ever NCAA tournament appearance. They won over St. Thomas, which St. Thomas still has a 4-year transition period for them, which I think that 4-year transition period is the most stupidest rule ever in the history of college basketball, because for the teams that's transitioning, those are teams that's transitioning from smaller conferences, D2 to D1, or D3 is quite a jump. It's 99% of the time it's going to be D2 to D1 for that transition there. So I don't understand why it's there, because you're not recruiting the caliber players that you are at the D1 level for the D2. So those teams that's brand new, like I do some broadcasting work for Stonehill for their college sports broadcast, and they're a recent new D1 transition team. I think they're in their 3rd year now at D1. Some of the teams recently underwent that 4-year period, like UC San Diego. That team's eligible for the first time ever this season in program history. And they're deserving to get in for sure. I in my opinion, I think they should get in even if they lose to UC Irvine in their conference tournament. The tournament committee needs to put that team in, because they're well deserving to get in. They're something like 26-5 right now for their record. That record's way too good. Like, I don't care if it's against easy opponents. Like, give them a shot, because these teams in the bubble that's like 17-14, I don't know what's going on right now, why those teams are even under consideration in the bubble conversation at this point. But yeah, Omaha won the Summit League. They've won 6 straight games in a row. They're one of the teams out of 5 that's already clinched an NCAA tournament bid. Here's my sleeper team out in the Missouri Valley, depending on the matchups they get. Drake. This team is 30-3. And they're out for blood in the bracket. They beat Bradley by 15 in yesterday's Missouri Valley Conference Tournament Championship. Here's the wins that they got. Anytime you get Power 5 victories, anytime you get wins against teams that's locks in the NCAA tournament field, I mean, that team's out for blood in the bracket. This is their wins. They beat Vanderbilt by 11 on a neutral court. They beat Kansas State by 3 in overtime. They beat Miami by 11. They beat Florida Atlantic. That's 4 wins against higher grouping opponents there. Now, Miami had the worst season out of anybody. That was a Power 5, besides maybe Seton Hall this year. But I think Miami was even worse this season when you put together the quality wins and that they had nothing to show for them. So, yeah. So that's one win that, I mean, if it was 3 years ago, it would have looked really, really good against Miami. But this year, no. Their coach retired a third of the way through the season. That was just a lost year for Miami. But Vanderbilt, they beat them by 11, and Vanderbilt is in the bracket as like a 9 or a 10 seed for them. Like, that's a huge win. And then Kansas State is like mid-pack Big 12. But they do have some of their wins have come against teams in the NCAA tournament field for Kansas State. Kansas State, let's see here. There was a stretch they really got streaky. They lost a bunch of games and then they got red hot. Yeah, Kansas State has wins over West Virginia, Iowa State, Kansas, and Arizona. That's a team that's got wins against NCAA tournament teams for K-State, and Drake beat them. Yeah, so this Drake team, 30-3. They got the funny part about that team is that they got Division II players on that team that transferred into Division I. So the head coach, Ben McCollum, out of Northwest Missouri State. He was a former Division II coach at Northwest Missouri State. Ben McCollum, the new head coach in his first year for Drake. He led Northwest Missouri State to 4 NCAA tournament championships at the D2 level, winning a 9-year span dating back from 2016 through, or less than a 9-year span. That's an 8-year span. 2016 through 2024. He led his team to 4 national championships at the D2 level. And all those D2 guys that were with him, they just transferred over to Drake. And right now are playing for Drake. So it's basically a Division II team that's playing at the D1 level. But since they've played together for years, all those guys have just built chemistry with one another and enjoy playing for each other. And the results show that team has a record of 30-3 right now. Lipscomb out of the Atlantic Sun, they won the ASUN Tournament Championship, so they're in the bracket. High Point, a lot of people last year were projecting High Point to pull off an upset before the tournament even started, but they lost in their conference championship, so they didn't get it last year. But High Point is a team to watch out for. They got a record of 29-5, and they're going to be in the bracket. But I'm going to go over Lipscomb first. Lipscomb, what they got here. They played against 2 Power 5s. They lost both of those games. They lost against Arkansas by 16. They lost against Kentucky by 29. So I'm not sure if that team is going to be a threat at all towards winning an NCAA tournament game. But they have won. They're winning recently a lot of games for them. 6 straight in a row. They're 11-1 in their previous 12 games for Lipscomb. So, I mean, that's a team that could push somebody potentially in the first round. But in terms of a team winning, we'll see what happens there. High Point, 29-5. This is another team worth it. Under consideration, their best win. I just talked about North Texas. You got two pretty good wins there against American teams. See their schedule. I wish they had played against the Power 5 because they're putting up a real good record. 29-5. This High Point team, they're putting up a real good record against the team that. Or against competition that's just not there. This is the same conference as Winthrop. Yeah, they had beat Winthrop in their conference tournament. Yeah, this team reminds me of the Winthrop team that got put in the bracket to face Villanova, like coming out of COVID 4 years ago, and everybody was picking Winthrop because they had a record of something like 25-1. Winthrop went the whole year not even playing like anybody good, and unfortunately for High Point, they do have 2 victories worth noting. They beat North Texas, and they beat UAB. I'm pretty sure those are number 2 and number 3. Yeah, those are the number 2 and 3 teams in the American. So they beat North Texas with a 23-7 record, number 2 team in the American behind Memphis, and they beat UAB. 20-11 record, number 3 team in the American. So High Point has those wins to show for. Those are home wins, though, both of those games. So they beat both of those teams on their home court. They played a bunch of games in the non-conference slate at home and barely even played on the road. They played something like 15 home games from November through December. They played just 1 road game. They lost that road game at UNC Greensboro. So yeah, that's a team that I feel like has a similar profile to that Winthrop team from 4 years ago, that they had just a super easy schedule, just blew past the entire competition. But when it came down to like quality opponents, and if you schedule those teams and games away from home, like who did they schedule? That's the question mark for them. But really good record for them this season. We come back to action here. 53-47. Jaylen Brown on the floor with Drew Holiday, Derek White, Sam Hauser. The lob from White to Holiday. Bounce pass. Broke it up. And it was actually off of Cornette's knee. So the Celtics turned it over to start. High Point has somebody on their team. Their name is... Their last name is Bodo. Bodo. Top of the key three, John Collins, no good off the back rim. Jaylen Brown snags the defensive rebound. Holiday up the floor here for Drew. Drew, shovel pass on top. Hauser puts it into the hands to Jaylen. Jaylen Brown dribbles up, free throw circle. Jaylen working on Sexton here. Slides it out on top over to Hauser into the hands to White. White shoots the three at the right wing. Off the back rim, no good. Kessler secures the defensive board. What's good, Jungle Pitbull? Welcome in. Thanks for joining in, man. Sexton, runner, left it short. Kessler tipped off the rim, no good. White tips it off to Cornette with a defensive board. Derek White up the floor. Sends it out to the corner. Hauser, no good on the three. Tipped up by Holiday. Tipped to the wrong player. Ju Zing with a defensive rebound out of the pack. Nobody can hit a shot right now. Utah will slow it down. Colin Sexton. Lob deflected by Cornette into the hands to Brown for the loose ball. Jaylen Brown, a 3-on-2 off to the trailer. The three. Hauser, swoosh. 56-47. Turning defense right there to offense. Lob over the top. Collins, no good off the glass. Offensive rebound. Kessler scores with a putback. He's getting his rebounds tonight for Walker Kessler. Drew Holiday outside finds Hauser. Corner three. Rattles in another one. 10-point lead. First time it's been a double-digit lead tonight. Wesley, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. For mid-majors, I would just say UC San Diego. They're the only team that if they lose their conference tournament championship against UC Irvine, they deserve a shot. That's the only one I can think of. This year, it's kind of the mid-major poll is extremely weak compared to years past, and the bubble is extremely weak to years past. And the Big Ten is going to get a bunch of bids, and the Big Ten is like middle, like really just condensed in the middle. There's not really any team that sticks out besides Michigan State. Michigan State, Maryland, a healthy Illinois team. If they keep on playing like they've have been playing for the last week plus. Like, those are a couple of teams that, have caught my eye in the Big Ten. Oregon usually shows up. They're getting hot. They're a team to watch out for. But other than that, there are some of the other teams like Michigan, Wisconsin. Those are some teams that I'm concerned about in this tournament. Up the floor, off the steal. Holiday able to push pass ahead off the Brown, and he scores the layup. 61-49 Boston. 9 minutes left to go in the third. Utah will slow it down here. At the left wing with Sexton. Sexton drives in. Cornette floats up the shot. Missed off the mark. Offensive rebound. Sexton, and that's an easy putback. Yeah, that's awesome. Mozambique. I think you're the first one ever from Mozambique on the stream. So welcome in, Wesley, as we grow the channel here. A lot of different countries pour in. Feel free. Hit us up in the chat where you guys are from. I know we get a lot of people that come out for these streams that support out from the Philippines. Missed hook shot by Cornette off the glass. Utah with it back. Collins. Double clutch, no good. Got it back and soared up and scored. Just an unfortunate mistake there for Boston. I think they were trying to tie up John Collins, and they deflected it. And the Celtics defense quit on that position. They thought that John Collins went into an up and down. Should have got called in the travel, but no. Referees didn't blow the whistle. Continued to play in the court, and John Collins eventually scored off of that ball that he went up, and it was like slightly deflected. 61-53, third quarter just began. 8:13 in the third as we head to the timeout. Timeout by the Celtics. New Chew on the stream, welcome in. Taking the Jazz for this one. Thanks for joining in. 14 points each by John Collins and Colin Sexton. Everybody else with 8 points or fewer. Celtics, 3 guys, double digits. 13 points each by Derek White and Jaylen Brown. 11 points by Hauser. kind of stunned by Pritchard tonight. Peyton Pritchard's been a major just not with it tonight. Just 3 points off the bench, 1 for 8 shooting. He's just not had a good game tonight for Peyton Pritchard. 3 points in 13 minutes. Going to be crowning some conference champions in the next couple moments. Furman just took the lead against Wofford, 83-79. That's more like it. Furman record of 25-8. Wofford record of 18-15. And if I were to put money on this game, Furman was a 2.5 point favorite. I would have put money on Furman. They had beat Virginia 2 years ago in the tournament. And yeah, Furman's got a lot of momentum. 6 straight wins in a row. They just took down the top seed in the SoCon Chattanooga yesterday. So yeah, I would take Furman in that game, and Furman has come back by double digits. They lead. Furman has a win over Tulane. Tulane's out of the American. I think they're the 5th team out of the American this year in the standings. In terms of teams that they have played of significance, like strong teams, the only team that they did was Kansas at the time, which was ranked number 1 back on November 30th. Now they're out of the top 25. But yeah, Furman lost that game at Kansas 86-51. Arkansas State leads Troy 66-63. Still a lot of time remaining. That's the Sun Belt Championship with 7:14 left. Furman in Wofford is down to 1:47 left. So that game's going to wrap up much quicker than the Sun Belt game. Yeah, Peyton Pritchard's been nowhere to be seen tonight. What's good? Ice in the stream. Welcome in. Thanks for joining in from the Philippines. If you enjoyed the stream tonight, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. 170 plus here on the stream for this one. Yikes. Porzingis announced that he's been dealing with some a viral illness for him. That's why he's been out for a long time due to illness. And yeah, that's why in the pregame I was like, hopefully it was nothing concerning. But NBC Sports Boston just posted something on the screen with Porzingis putting out that he's been dealing with like a viral illness that he's had. Sam Hauser having a great game tonight, just cashed in the 3. 64-53. He's got 14 points by Hauser. Missed 3 at the left wing. Hauser's the leading scorer ahead of White and Brown with 13. Holiday secures the defensive rebound. White dribbles up, lobs it up over the top. Luke Cornett couldn't finish with an alley-oop, but he did get fouled. 2 shots coming up at the line here for Cornett. Skywave, thanks for joining in. Welcome back in here, bud. I got to see this tweet by Porzingis. Plus 12.6 net rating for Luke Cornett this season when he's been on the floor. That ranks number 8 out of all players this season in the NBA. From Italy, welcome in, but Filipino, thanks for joining in here for Justin Poggi out from Italy. That came up on the screen really quickly, so I'm going to see if I can get it and read it to you guys once we get to like a break in the game or so. Free throws were split at the line by Cornett. Jumper deep 2. Collins connects on it. Yeah, so Porzingis around a half an hour ago announcing his illness situation. Celtics by 10. White slides it off to Brown. Jaylen Brown at the right wing guarded by Sexton. Jaylen Brown dribbles up inside the key. Brown got stripped out of bounds, and referees roll it out off Sexton, so it'll stay Celtics possession. And Savi Mikhailiuk will check on the floor here for Utah. Colin Sexton will check out. Celtics underneath about to get this possession. White on the floor with Brown, Cornett, Hauser, and Holiday. Brown sends it off to Cornett into the hands to Holiday. Holiday outside finds Hauser. Up fake. One member drill blows right past him. Hauser steps into a 3 and buries it. 17 tonight by Hauser. The hot hand in this game. He is the game leader. 12 this quarter. When you need a player to step up, you've got him right here, right now. Collins drives, attacks the paint, and double teamed, and no good. Missed it off the glass. Offensive rebound scooped up by Mikhailiuk, though. Kick out to the corner to Collins. Collins, ooh. I thought that should have been a double dribble there. Collins backdoor slams it down. That looked like should have been a double dribble. He went into like a ball fake, stopped the dribble, then dribbled baseline. Referee did not see it. Derek White puts up the shot, got it, plus the foul. Leading into contact there, got the benefit of the call, and he'll have an and one covered up here by D. White. .6:16 left to go in the third. 15-5-5, padding the stat sheet in multiple ways tonight here for D. White. Really good night so far, what the Celtics have gotten out of Sam Hauser. 17 points, 5 made threes in this game. D. White will have the and one covered up at the line. The free throw is good. This is more like the Celtics team we know. Starting to grow this lead right now. 14-point advantage. Isaiah Collier, defended at the right wing by Holiday. Slides it off to his left, Juzang. Handoff. Back outside, Juzang moves it off on top. Collier going to try an uncontested three. Missed it too long off the back rim. Offensive rebound to keep the possession alive for Utah. Shovel pass underneath Kessler. Going to strip by Cordet. Into the hands to Holiday for the steal. Celtics with possession. Drew outside finds Brown. Transition three off the rim, no good. It's another rebound that gets scooped up there by the Jazz with Kessler. 5.5 left to go in the third. Right baseline dribble. Collier, shovel pass underneath. And they lost it out of the pack there. Turnover committed by number 99, KJ Martin for Utah. White sends it off to Hauser. It's another three. Bang, bang from the perimeter for Hauser. 20-piece on the board tonight for Sam Hauser. Timeout taken on the floor by Utah. 74-57. So we're down to 5:19 left to go in this third quarter. There's a savior in this game. He's been the player of the game. Humongous to have guys step up like this. And Sam Hauser has done that exactly tonight. You got hot hands multiple nights. Doesn't matter who it is. Wednesday night, it was Peyton Pritchard and Derek White against Portland last Wednesday. Saturday, it was a big game combining for 71 out of both of the Jays. And it's player after player who steps up. Al Horford had a great game as well against the Lakers on Saturday. And tonight, this is Sam Hauser's night. So really great sign to see here. 20 points, 6 for 12 from 3, scoring 20 points in 23 minutes tonight. Derek White playmaking the ball in this game. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Really solid night here tonight out of Sam Hauser. If you guys are new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Yeah, so back to Porzingis. Porzingis put out around a half an hour ago on Twitter about his illness. So this is what he put out on Twitter. Quote by Porzingis here. I have been dealing with some viral illness that we haven't been able to fully identify yet. I am recovering and getting better, but still working with my way back to full strength to help this team. Thanks for the support, and I'm hoping for a healthy return soon. And that's coming from Porzingis. Yeah, I thought something was wrong because he had been on the injury report for over like a week. Like it's been like 14 days almost that he's been on the injury report, and it said illness. And then right before the Knicks game on February 8th, a month ago, and he had been diagnosed with an illness, and then he was playing games, and then the illness seemed like it came back like a week or two later, and he's been out for like the last 2 weeks for Porzingis. So yeah, prayers to him. Hopefully a speedy recovery because he completely changes the entire team for KP. So that's why he hasn't played in a long time. It's been like 2 weeks for him. So he's been dealing with an illness. It's been nothing like injury wise, like nothing like no like bones or any like anything wrong with his like anything wrong with like the bones in his body or so. It's just an illness, unfortunately, for him. Yeah, looks like a pretty bad flu or something like that. One of my coworkers started getting sick like last Monday. He still has the flu a week later. Yeah, so it can go around, and it's can linger for quite some time. 15 points this quarter out of the 20 total in this game by Sam Hauser. Celtics dominating the third quarter, 24-12. Utah able to bury a shot by Filipowski in the key. 15-point lead here. Peyton Pritchard been really silent tonight. Just 3 points on 1 for 6 from 3 for Pritchard today. He's 1 for 8 from the floor, 1 for 6 for 3. Brown feeds Hauser, coming off the screen, buries another triple. Oh, baby, we know who this game belongs to tonight. Hauser with 23. 3-point shot make number 7 of the game. 7 for 13 from the perimeter for Hauser tonight. Brown inside the key. Brown right over Filipowski for 2. Celtics taking full control. Sleepwalking the first half. Now they've taken it, this opportunity, and really have just stormed right through here in quarter number 3. Missed shot straight away as Utah looking like the wheels have fallen off. Jaylen Brown at the right wing. Dribbles, attacks, lobs it up over the top. Keita scores. Watch out there. Neemias Keita, I thought he was going to dunk that one down and bring the whole roof down with it. He actually went in for the soft touch lob there. Sexton, kick out, corner 3 by Utah. Missed off the mark, no good. A rebound secured by Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, 5th rebound. He's got 5 assists as well. Hauser looking for another 3. Missed off the back rim. Filipowski with a defensive board. Celtics are 14 for 37 from the perimeter. A field a day in this game today by Sam Hauser. Sexton missed it off the front rim. He is just... he's not happy with that miss there. He thought he got fouled. Holiday, bully ball inside. Holiday missed over Filipowski. Filipowski with a defensive board. Matthew, welcome in. Thanks for joining in from Australia. Sexton finds Filipowski. Slides it off to Mikhailiuk. So we're down to 3:10 left to go in the third. Colin Sexton working on Pritchard around the perimeter. Switch to guarded by Holiday. Lob down low. Deflected by Hauser. Intercepted by Holiday. 3-on-2 Drew. Push pass, Brown, a baseline dribble, bouncing bodies underneath, and he gets fouled. 2 shots coming up by Jaylen Brown. The shooting foul charge to number 99. That's KJ Martin. Usually for like NBA streams, I don't really have to look at the roster sheet for players, because I got like basically all the players down and memorize for the most part. But for Utah, I've had to look at it from time to time because there's some new guys that I haven't seen in a long time. It's been a year since I covered a Kyle Filipowski game at Duke. First free throw is good, but I mean other guys like number 99, KJ Martin, on the floor. So these are, and the Celtics only play this team just twice a year as well. Second free throw by Brown. That's good. Man, have the tables turned here this third quarter. Celtics have outscored the Jazz 30-12 in this third quarter. Sexton slides it off to the left wing. Bryce Sensabaugh moves it off to a corner jumper. No good off the mark, as that was missed by KJ Martin. A rebound back to the Celtics with Jaylen Brown. He's got 6 rebounds. Step back 3 in the air. Off the rim short. Hauser. And Sensabaugh able to box out Hauser for the rebound. Up the floor. Filipowski over Keita scores. Celtics got this game in full control right now. Drew Holiday. Bounce pass, backdoor cutter, Hauser met at the rim, blocked. Got it back, though, off to Pritchard. Like to see Pritchard score some more buckets here. Hauser bumped into, fouled, and they're over the limit. That's their 5th now for the Jazz. So Sam Hauser, his tremendous game, has a chance to add 2 more to his total as he'll head to the free throw line shoot, too. It's going to be charged to KJ Martin once again on the foul. 2 free throws by Hauser. What's good, William? Welcome in. Thanks for joining in from New Hampshire. First free throw is good. Second shot is good. I gotta look up his career high. 25. He's got 20 this quarter for Sam Hauser. Under 2 minutes left to go in the third. Mikhailiuk over to KJ Martin. Handoff to Sexton. Slides it off to his right. Open three. Mikhailiuk. He cans it. Peyton Pritchard, only 3 points for him tonight. No problem for the Celtics, up by 21. Jaylen Brown has the top of the key. Bounce pass over to Queta. Queta guarded by Filipowski. Handoff Pritchard. Pritchard slides it. Low block off to Queta. Queta working his way underneath as he soars up. Turns around and flushes it through with a right-handed dunk. Neemias Queta bringing the energy right now to the building. Celtics by 23. Utah with possession. Sexton. Into the hands to Mikhailiuk. Back out to Sexton here. Edge of the midcourt logo. The screen set by Martin. Kick out to the corner. Quarter three is good from the perimeter by Bryce Sensabaugh. Final minute left to go in the third. Pritchard, skip pass. Left quarter. Hauser been a hot hand this game. Hauser looking for more. Oh, he's got more. Bang, a bang, a bang. Got a laser right there as he rips down another three. Sam Hauser having a big-time game tonight in this matchup. As Utah gets fouled, it's Queta who picks up the shooting foul. Sam Hauser's career high is 30 points. He had that almost a year ago, 51 weeks ago. He had a 30-point game. That was on March 17, 2024. He made a career high 10 threes against the Washington Wizards. That was in a 130-104 victory on March 17, 2024. 51 weeks later, he has the chance to surpass that. He's got 28 points right now in the late stage of the third quarter and 8 for 16 from the perimeter. First free throw good by Sexton. Second free throw is good as well. So we're down to the final 45 seconds. Automatic. This is a really good sign here for a guy that had been struggling from the perimeter throughout most of the season. I mean, this is his coming out party. This could really help him make a big, strong push towards the playoffs to add even more firepower to what he had done in the past. There was a lot of times that he had struggled to find his shot this year. This is a really good sign tonight here by Hauser. Missed three. It was by Hauser first, as he's now 8 for 17 shooting the three. Utah just missed a quick three. Jaylen Brown back with it. Final 10 seconds left to go in the third as he attacks the paint. Got blocked by KJ Martin. Running the floor here for Utah with Sensabaugh. Filipowski, step back three. Filipowski, his three off rim as he missed it at the buzzer. 90-69. Ain't the Jaylen Brown game tonight. Ain't the Peyton Pritchard game for sure tonight. Ain't the Derek White game for sure tonight either. But Sam Hauser has been the player of the game by far tonight. Breaking loose in that third quarter. 28. He had 23 in the third individually. Outscoring Utah himself. Celtics outscored the Jazz 37-22 in the third quarter. And Sam Hauser at 23 himself. I mean, that's awesome. I guess the blessing here with the Celtics missing guys, no Horford, no Porzingis, no Tatum tonight, is that these guys get rest. But also, whenever you miss time, and it's not like they're crazy injured, like some of these teams are missing like 10 guys, like the Dallas Mavericks had like, I heard something like Dallas only had 7 or 8 players for one of their games last week for the on-court shoot-arounds. But the good thing is that you get other players opportunities. Like, this is a time where you get opportunities here for guys who don't get much playing time. In those big games when you take on teams that, it's like Cleveland, OKC, the Lakers, those types of games. Golden State coming up, that's another one. The Bucks, the Knicks. Those are games. The Nuggets. Yeah, those are games that you'll probably not see guys that often play, like guys like Neemias Queta or Torrey Craig. Baylor Shireman getting minutes tonight. You're going to see less minutes out of Sam Hauser in those games. But tonight, really showing up for Sam Hauser. 28 points in 28 minutes. 9 for 19 from the floor. He is 8 for 16 from 3. He's got 6 rebounds, an assist, and a steal, a plus 18 on the court for Hauser. Man, he is smoking red hot tonight. Haven't checked the look at college hoops here for conference tournament championships, but here we go. Wow, Troy about to beat Arkansas in the Sun Belt Championship, 85-74 with a minute and a half left to go. That's a total just devastation of a season for Arkansas State. They have a win over Memphis that they can't get to the tournament and make things interesting for. So that's one less team that now I got my eye on, because Arkansas State is not going to make it into the tournament. Yeah, I was talking about them around an hour ago. If Arkansas State makes it in, that's a team that's worth a consideration shot on, since they have a 13-point win on the road at Memphis back in December. We get back to action. Pritchard puts the ball into the hands to White. White, jumper, mid-range, off the mark, no good, got fouled. Derek White going to shoot 2 shots coming up at the line. Congratulations to Wofford. Wofford wins the Southern Conference Tournament Championship with a 19-15 record over Furman. Furman had a 25-9 record. Wofford finishes off with a 19-15 record and is entering the tournament. Wow, we've seen some upsets, but that Southern Conference getting another upset out of them this year. Another lower seed picking up a conference tournament championship. Wofford's profile, they have one Power 5 team that they scheduled. Out of all those Power 5 teams, that was Duke, the best team in the country. They lost to Duke. You know what the score was? The score is 86-35. They lost to Duke. And Wofford becomes the 6th team in the NCAA tournament. Celtics right now are cruising. 11:40 left to go. Both of the free throws go by White. Cody Williams moved it over to Sexton. Passes out to the corner. Sensabaugh, corner 3. He drills it. Hey, what's good? Welcome in. Rabit on the stream. Welcome in my girlfriend Charisse here. She's on the channel right now. Let's get some girlfriend hype out here in the chat here. White out to the corner into the hands of Shireman. Moves it over to White once again. Derek White, his 3 missed off the back rim. Cody Williams collects the defensive rebound. Utah with possession. Sensabaugh, his 3. He drills another one. Celtics outscored the Jazz in that third quarter 37-22, and Sam Hauser had 23 points himself, individually outscoring Utah. Peyton Pritchard's only got 3 this entire game. Pritchard with possession at the top of the key. He's guarded by John Collins, takes the 3, left it off the rim short and out of bounds. It was last touched by Keita. Celtics going into a little bit of a rut right now for them. Got to get back to what had been working for them. That was attacking the paint. And Jaylen Brown had been attacking the paint strong, but also when he'd been able to attack the paint, it opened up the gaps for Hauser. They just, besides Hauser tonight, it's been tough getting other knockdown shooters. Derek White's been the number 2 option with 3 made threes, but it's been Hauser all day in this game. John Collins just buried a 3. He's got 21 right now, making it interesting. Shireman going to try a 3. That's way off the mark, out of bounds. Yeah, this score right now, it's only a 14-point game. It's getting really interesting here. 92-78. Celtics stuck in molasses first 2 minutes to begin this fourth quarter. Collins dribbles up, drives, a low block over Keita. Got it back, though. He got partially blocked. Collins, bounce pass. That's through traffic. Sexton picks it up. Sexton, 5 in the shot clock. Sexton blocked from behind as Nebius Keita came up with the basketball. He was from behind, came up with a block. Derek White was out in front. Pritchard working on Filipowski here at the wing. Pritchard sends it outside. Craig launches the 3. Off the back rim, no good. And Keita tipped it to the wrong player. Goes over to Sexton. Outlet pass ahead. John Collins scores for 2. And Joe Mazzola ain't going to take a timeout just yet. Steven, what's good? Welcome in. This game's not over. We still got 9:20 left to go. And Utah's on an 11-zip run. Celtics going to score. They have yet to score in the last 2.5 minutes. Pritchard slides it off to his left. Torrey Craig, his three, kaboinks off the back room, no good. Tipped over to Derek White, offensive rebound. Pritchard, pull-up J from the parking lot, he hits it. Yeah, baby, PP. Knocking down the three right there from GBH. Celtics by 15. Took that three at the top of the mountain right there from the Great Blue Hills. Here is Sexton. Sends it off to Sensabaugh. His three, able to knock it down. And Bryce Sensabaugh out of nowhere has showed up here for the fourth quarter. He's got himself, all of a sudden, 14 off the bench. 5 for 7 shooting by Utah this quarter. Celtics 1 for 6. Derek White moves it off to Pritchard. I want to see another one out of Pritchard. Just made a 34-footer. Pritchard crossover, dribbles, drives right down the lane, inside with a left hand. He scores. Up and off the backboard. Peyton Pritchard, 5 straight points for him for Boston. And we got a reach and fall here. It's charge to Keita inside the key. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. March Madness coming up. Selection Sunday, 6 days from now. Feel free to join in the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. That link is posted in the chat. All are welcome to join in. It's totally free. All you have to do is click the link and sign up with an ESPN account if you don't already have one. If you already have an ESPN account, all you have to do is click join the group for Behind the Arc Basketball group to be a part of this year's Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. Kyle Filipowski drives on Torrey Craig. As Torrey Craig picks up the reach and foul. We're down to 8:09 left to go. Inbound, backdoor, wide open dunk for Utah by Cody Williams. Somebody completely missed their assignment there off the inbound as the Celtics got caught sleeping defensively. Joe Mazzulla burns a timeout. Celtics down to 4 timeouts left. So are the Jazz. 97-85. We're down to 8:07 left. All right, so we head over to the timeout here. All you have to do, final 8+ minutes, just got to hold them and come out here with a victory and turn the page towards Wednesday. Celtics with a big game coming up on Wednesday against OKC. Upcoming for my streams here, unfortunately, I will not be live this Wednesday. I got a game for college lacrosse that night, so unfortunately will not be live for Celtics against Thunder. I'm hoping to be live next on Friday night. That will be Celtics against Heat on Friday night at 7. So feel free to join back in for that one. I might cover Celtics against Nets as well, 6 o'clock on Saturday. And for sure, hoping to cover this upcoming Sunday, the Selection Sunday College Basketball Bracket Reveal show. So hoping to do that on Sunday. I checked the weather. We're supposed to be getting like 25 mile per hour winds up to like gusts of like 50-60 mile per hour winds this upcoming Saturday, so upcoming Sunday, so knock on wood. Hopefully I still have power to cover that Selection Sunday March Madness bracket reveal with the NCAA tournament coming up. But yeah, let's see what we got. Congratulations to Troy. They just beat Arkansas State in the Sun Belt Tournament Championship. So 7 teams have now been crowned as automatic qualifiers in the NCAA tournament. Troy, record of 22-10, the number 2 team in the Sun Belt, beat the number 1 team in the Sun Belt, Arkansas State. This is Troy's profile. They have 3 games against major conference opponents. They went 0-3 against those teams, and all 3 of those teams are NCAA tournament teams that they lost to. So they have losses to Arkansas, 65-49. Arkansas is bubble. They lost to Oregon by 21, 82-61, and they lost to Houston by 20, 62-42. So they have 3 losses all against NCAA tournament teams, ranging from 16 to 21 points on those losses. They also lost to Merrimack, which I don't know how you lose a home game to Merrimack when Merrimack's traveling all the way from North Andover, Mass, to play against Troy in the Southeast U.S. I don't know how that's possible there. Stranger things have happened, but yeah, that's a team that I probably will not be picking for my bracket, being Troy, because They're 0-3 against P5s, all in the tournament. Losses against Houston, Oregon, and Arkansas by double digits, and they couldn't even beat Merrimack back in December in a home game. We get back to action now. Quarter 3, Derek White off the back from no good. A rebound collected by John Collins. Under 8 minutes left to go. This game is interesting right now. It's only a 12-point lead for Boston. Hopefully you didn't take a line in this game. This line has been the differences in the margins have been fluctuating. Celtics were looking like they were going to blow them out at the end of the third quarter by 30. Celtics led as many by 24. Now the lead's down by 12. Missed corner 3 by Sensabaugh. Rebound controlled for Keita. Pritchard. Hungry for more. Pritchard at the left elbow. Slides in on top. Derek White. He is a closer. White at the top of the key. Lob down low. Keita bobbled it. Turned it over. Keita flopping like a fish on the hardwood parquet floor at the TD Garden. Sensabaugh runners. Sensabaugh offensive foul. Turnover charge to Utah. Gregory with a dono. Let's get that dono hit for Gregory. Really appreciate it, brother, with a dono. Guys, the legends in the stream tonight. From Enfield, Connecticut, from Michael. Yeah, glad to have you back in, brother. A lot of people close by, actually. I'm from Southeast Mass where I am. I'm like an hour south of Boston. 97-85. We're going to head to a timeout here with 7:03 left to go. Utah's going to challenge this call. Utah took the timeout to challenge the offensive foul committed by Bryce Sensabaugh. A lot of people pouring in for this one. 200 plus. If you're doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'll be out on Wednesday covering a broadcast for college lacrosse. So unfortunately, I mean, I would love to cover that game. That's going to be an awesome game. Celtics against Thunder. But I do have a game that I'm covering for college that night for a college broadcast. So I'm hoping to be back on Friday for my next stream. Celtics against Heat. I'm really looking forward to the selection show on Sunday coming up. That should be a fun one for the NCAA tournament. Feel free to join in on the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. That link is posted in the chat. It's pinned in the chat. All are welcome to join in and be a part of this year's ESPN Tournament Challenge group for my channel. Amanda, welcome in. Best of luck on your bet. Let's see what we got for the quarter. Yeah, Celtics are down by 9 points in the quarter. 16-7. Utah is leading the quarter, but yeah, we still got a lot of time left to go. We still got 7:03 remaining. I hope so. I really hope so. Oh, man. I think it's going to be difficult, in my opinion. I think they can... They're gonna win this game. I'll say that. I think it's gonna be a close Utah win for quarter 4, though. Like very close. Like right now, Utah is leading 16-7 in quarter 4 points. I think the Celtics are gonna get it winning like 3 or 2, most likely. But the thing is, because they're up by 12, they're probably gonna lighten up towards the last, 2 minutes. That's why. Because they would need 9 points to put it... they would need 9... Go on a 9-zip run to make it 16-16 in quarter 4. And that would put them on the scoreboard if they get 9 straight points in a row. That would put them as 106-85. Yeah, they'd be flirting right with a line, too. That line, it started off this morning around 17.5, dropped down to 15.5 since Tatum was announced out. Yeah, thanks for joining in here, Steven. Appreciate it, man. From Jamaica, welcome in Mark on the stream. Yeah, so they're up by 12. When it's all said and done, I can see the Celtics coming out with around like a 16 to 15 point win in this one. 97-88. It's now an 11-point game. Right? Or no, it's a 9-point game currently right now. Yeah, this is way too close for comfort. So they had ruled that a Celtics foul, so they reversed the call by the officials right there. So that call was reversed with an offensive foul, and they awarded Utah the points inside the key. Sam Hauser ties a career high. He's got 30 right now as he made the shot inside the key for 2, and Utah right back just buried the 3. Hanging in the game, it's only an 8-point game, so V. Mikhailiuk buried the 3. 6.5 left to go. Don't change the dial. This one's interesting. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Jaylen Brown on the floor with Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser. Dropped down a 30-point burger, tying a career high right now. Luke Cornett, the 5th player on the floor. Brown, a turnaround, 13-footer, no good off the back rim. A rebound secured by Utah. Getting tight indeed. 8-point game here. Jazz with possession. Mikhailiuk, former Celtic from last season. Mikhailiuk dribbles up right baseline. Slides it out to the left wing. Off to his teammate. Jumper baseline. Utah, they get it. And this game's getting interesting. Bryce Sensabaugh sparking off the bench here for the Jazz. They're 9 for 11 this quarter. Shooting Celtics just 3 for 10. 6-point game, only a 2-possession game. Derek White, a true closer, did that against Denver earlier this month. Outside Hauser, back over to White, looking for a big shot. White, Rudder, inside the key, off the back rim, no good. Off the fingertips of Cornett, the defensive rebound goes over to Utah. Sensabaugh, jumper, mid-range, turnaround, Sensabaugh, off the back rim, no good. A rebound secured by Jaylen Brown. Celtics by just 6. 5:15 approaching the mark, left to go in the fourth. Brown, top of the key. Brown drives in Kessler. Brown, up fake over Kessler. Tough shot, missed off the glass, and he got fouled. Jaylen Brown, 2 free throws coming up. Wow, that took every single ounce of energy to get that call. Man, that was a tough contest by Walker Kessler. Jaylen Brown tried to get Kessler to bite off the up fake. I mean, this Celtics team would be something special. If they acquired Walker Kessler at the trade deadline, they'd be something special right now. And I got to give kudos to that young man, because Jaylen Brown tried to do 2 up fakes on Walker Kessler. He was not budging. Just perfect defense. And yeah, that was a tough foul call charge to Kessler. First free throw is good by Brown. Way too close for comfort. 193. Jaylen Brown with 18 points. 18 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Second free throw is good. He's got 19. 19 points by Jaylen Brown. Sam Hauser, the game leader, with 30. Drilling 8 threes, 18 points by Derek White. Right wing perimeter with Sensabaugh. Sensabaugh having a strong game off the bench, as he will try a 3, and he splashes it. Gonna stack up the points here for Bryce Sensabaugh in this game. Second-year player out of Ohio State. He's got 22 points, 5 for 7 from 3. He's got 17 this quarter. 5-point game. Reason why Utah's in it. Sensabaugh breaking out in the fourth. Reason why Celtics are leading, because Sam Hauser tying a career-high 30. Brown dribbles behind his back, sets up Hauser, looking for a career-high. His 3 came off the rim short. Out of the pack, here goes Sensabaugh. Hauser stumbles up the floor, outlet pass ahead of the pack. Huge deflection from behind. Jaylen Brown comes up with a block from behind. John Collins tried to come up with a putback, went up, got fouled. 2 shots coming up in the line here by John Collins. Derek White, guilty party. Picks up the shooting foul. Wow, this game, too close to comfort. Out of all these games, it comes down to this one. Like one of the least imaginable games in the schedule. You would think the Celtics would be able to smash their opponent tonight. But no, right now it's a 5-point game, potentially down to 3 if Collins makes both of the free throws. First one's good. It's a 4-point game. What's good? Plug on the stream. Welcome in. Thanks for joining in. The Utah Jazz come into Boston tonight losing 12 straight games on the road. The Utah Jazz have not won a road game since January 5th, 2025. That's over 2 months ago. They haven't won a road game in 60-plus days. Both of the free throws are good. Anarchy. Nope, it's the NBA. It's a 3-point game. Utah, head-to-head, toe-to-toe with the defending champs here. Derek White sends it over to Brown. Brown accelerates. Lob down low. Got it to go off the runner. Jaylen Brown, tough one, able to make it. It is through for two. I thought he was going to lob that over the top to Cornette, cutting backdoor, but Jaylen Brown somehow, some way got the runner to fall down in the high archer. Collins, three, nothing but net delivers. It's a 2-point game, 103-101. These guys coming out to play. They're without Lowry Markkanen as well tonight. Utah sizzling 11 for 15 in the fourth quarter. Celtics just 4 for 13. Derek White, guarded by Kessler. White drives on Kessler. White sends it out to the top. Hauser looking for a new career high. Launches the three. Came off the rim. Short, no good. Rebound controlled by Utah. Outlet pass ahead to Hauser. Stole it. Hauser couldn't complete the steal, though, as he stumbled it and bobbled it and lost it on the bounce. It will stay Jazz basketball. 3:29 left. What a game. Siegel, what's good? Welcome in. Alex, thanks for joining in. Shake my head indeed. Welcome in, Will, on the stream. Utah has not won a road game in over 2 months. And it's a 2-point game with 3.5 minutes left. It's going to be a big ew if the Celtics choke up this one. The Celtics led as many by 22 or 24-point lead at one point in the third quarter. The Jazz have outscored the Celtics 31-13 in the fourth quarter. After the Celtics outscored the Jazz, it looked like the Celtics were cruising out in cruise control after a 37-22 advantage in the third quarter. Kessler got it off the inbound inside a low post, and this score is tied. A 24-point lead has evaporated to 0 with 3:20 left to go. A 34-11 run in the last 8 minutes and 15 seconds. Jaylen Brown dribbles up to the low block. Jaylen puts up the shot. Jaylen gets fouled. 2 free throws coming up. That's charged to Colin Sexton on the shooting foul. What a game. If you're new on the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Out of all the games this year, I cannot believe it's the Celtics versus Jazz that's going to come down to the wire. Out of all the games, it's this one. In a home game at Boston. First free throw is good. Looks like the Celtics have completely just looked past this matchup tonight. I mean, any team that has paid professionals, you got to come out and play. I mean, nothing is given. Everything, you got to go out there and earn. And tonight, what in the world happened in this fourth quarter? Didn't even bother defending Bryce Sensabaugh, and he's ripping threes left and right all over the place for Utah. Bryce Sensabaugh, the reason why this game is a 1-point game. Jaylen Brown buried the first timeout. Utah burns the timeout. Jaylen Brown buried the first free throw. Utah takes the timeout as we head to the timeout with 3:04 left. 28 points by John Collins, 22 by Bryce Sensabaugh. Most of those points coming in this fourth quarter. 5 for 7 from 3 by Sensabaugh. Colin Sexton, double-double. 16 points, 13 assists. Walker Kessler, double-double. 10 points, 10 rebounds. 30 points by Sam Hauser. That ties a career high. 8 made threes. 22 by Jaylen Brown. 8 rebounds, 7 assists. 18 points by Derek White. Peyton Pritchard with just 8 tonight, though. Celtics had a 24-point lead at one point in the third. Now, all of a sudden, Utah has outscored Boston 34-14 in the fourth quarter. Props out to the Jazz because these guys are playing with toughness and passion tonight out there. Despite the record at 15-49, despite the 7-25 road record, despite that they have lost 5 games in a row, despite that they're winless in the month of March, despite that they've lost 12 straight road games and haven't won a game away from home in over 2 months. I mean, they're right there right now. 1 free throw, a critical one by Jaylen Brown, who's had some issues at the free throw line. Oh, that was a big U. He missed it off the front rim. Luckily, Drew Holiday, right place, right time, scooped up an offensive rebound. Celtics will try it again. White, he's been a closer. Can he do it here? Drive, kick, quarter, 3. Drew Holiday, big, big, big. Oh, yeah, baby. Drew Holiday, a quarter 3. He's a game changer. Drew Holiday, big time shot, big time play when it needed the most. Collins, partially blocked by Cordat. Celtics come up with the basketball. Derek White with a rebound. White crosses midcourt, slows down tempo, 2:25 left. White was a closer against the Nuggets last week. Can he do it again tonight? Holiday just made a big shot. Derek White, step back three in the air, missed it off the mark, no good. And the rebound gets hauled in by Sexton. Sexton, look at the drive right here. Sexton drives on Holiday. Sexton lost the handle. Sexton loose ball, got it back to his teammate though, and Jaylen Brown picked up a reach and foul. They got lucky. Isaiah Collier, right place, right time, scooped up that loose ball for Utah. Man, Drew Holiday started off the game great. He's got 10 points, but every single one of those 10 points tonight coming big time. I mean, Drew Holiday, he's not flashy. He doesn't score much, but what he does, 10.6 rebounds, 4 assists. He makes game-winning plays. That's what he does for the missing piece on this team that gave him the championship last year. He makes plays at the right moment. Like, he is just so cool, calm, and collected, never cracks down under pressure. He makes just elite-level plays. When it's his time to rise on the clock in a smart level shot, he makes those type of plays. And Collier here will head to the free throw line. They're in a bonus now for Utah, and Collier splits the free throws. First one good, second one offline. Derek White with a defensive board, 107-104. Under 2 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter here. White at the left wing perimeter. He is switched, guarded by Kessler, top of the key, slides it off to Brown at the right wing. Jaylen Brown working on John Collins, one-on-one. Jaylen dribbles towards his left, 5 at a timer. Jaylen at the left wing, working on a big Kessler, drives, attacks right over Kessler. Oh man, and he throws it up with authority. Jaylen Brown with a rack attack there with a right-handed flush. Celtics by 5. Jaylen Brown just tore down a Roosh Shack with a big-time dunk, and Drew Holiday comes up with a steal. Celtics by 5. Hauser looking for the knockout punch. He has got it, baby! Bang, bang, bang! Sam Hauser. A pull-up 3 in transition for the parking lot. He's got 33, a career high. 9th made 3 of the game. Sexton, gotta go if you're Utah. Kessler, double team. Kessler affected by Cordat, but got fouled. 2 shots coming up here by Walker Kessler. Celtics got closers. Drew Holiday with a big-time 3. It was Derek White who kicked him out to the corner. A couple possessions later, Jaylen Brown, I'm going to do it myself, attacks the lane on the big fella Walker Kessler and throws it down with a right-handed finish. And then Drew Holiday to steal. The transition full court outlet pass to Sam Hauser in transition, who knocks down a transition 3. Closers for the Celtics. First free throw missed by Kessler, a critical one. Sam Hauser, career high 33 tonight, as he surpasses his previous career high 30 set 51 weeks ago against the Wizards on March 17, 2024. Second free throw is good by Kessler. Celtics by 7. 1:07 left to go. Drew Holiday off to White. Utah will not foul. Utah's down by 7. That's kind of a large margin with a minute and under left to go. Top of the key here with Derek White. He's guarded by Kessler. Time's coming off the clock. They can take this down to 42. White jacks up to 3. As the clock was down to 10 on the shot clock, and Utah comes down with it. Here goes the Jazz. 3-on-1 quarter 3. Utah drills it. Isaiah Collier, it's a 4-point game right now. Kind of shocked there with Derek White. Why you attempt the 3 with 10 on the shot clock? And now Utah will give a foul with 36 seconds. If you attempt that 3 with like 1 or 2 in the shot clock, and then there's a battle for the rebound, which takes off 3 more seconds of time. We're looking at right now with this game clock being down to 26, the shot clock being just a 2-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Right now, it's only, instead we get 10 seconds greater, 36.6 seconds left. 4 personal fouls coming by Utah. 1 more will send the Celtics at the free throw line. Got to inbound this ball cleanly. Near side, near midcourt, Sam Hauser on the floor. Derek White Drew Holiday. Peyton Pritchard's going to check in right now. Looks like they're going to replace... Wow, Joe Mazzulla, really? Really, Joe Mazzulla. He just took off Sam Hauser, replaced him with Pritchard. So Sam Hauser's right now not on the floor. Derek White, the ball handler. Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Luke Cornett, Peyton Pritchard, Drew Holiday. 5 in the shot clock. They're letting this play out here. 23 in the game clock. Jumper deep 2. Derek White missed off the rim. Huge offensive rebound control by Luke Cornett underneath. And Cornett will draw this should be the 5th foul here, charged to Utah. 18 seconds left. No, it's not going to be a foul charge to Utah. They called a timeout with it. Timeout by Joe Mazzulla with 18 seconds. So no foul by Utah here. 18 seconds left. Huge offensive rebound. Luke Cornett, offensive rebound, and the Celtics burn a timeout. They're down with one timeout left. Yeah, Luke Cornett got trapped underneath the rim at 18.3 seconds left to go. I'm stunned. What in the world is Joe Mazzulla doing there? The best player on the floor tonight has been Sam Hauser. All you need is just a dagger shot, and you're leaving the guy off the bench that scored 33 points with 9 made threes. Pritchard, been the better player this season than Hauser, but you got to go by the hot hands in the game. 8 points tonight by Pritchard, just 3 for 11 from the floor, 2 for 8 from 3. You got to roll with Hauser in this scenario. Like, what are you doing right now if you're Joe Mazzulla? It's not like Sam Hauser's a bad free throw shooter. If he gets fouled, he's going to head to the free throw line. He's an 82.5% free throw shooter in his career. Sam Hauser's actually perfect this season at the free throw line. Here's what Sam Hauser's done this year. At the free throw line, 100%. Hasn't attempted many free throws. Celtics about to get this inbound. 17 seconds left to go. Jaylen Brown gets fouled. He's going to shoot 2 at the free throw line in the bonus. Sam Hauser's going to check back into this game right now. You got 15.9 seconds left to go. Here's the issue. Jaylen Brown's had some problems. Pressure free throws. This is the guy you really want at the free throw line. I mean, I love Jaylen Brown, but pressure free throws he's had issues with late stage of the fourth quarter. 75.7% this season at the free throw line. Tonight he's been keto. 8 for 9 at the free throw line tonight by Brown. 2 critical pressure free throws for Jaylen here in the bonus. First one's good. That's huge. Huge to go by 5. They got Peyton Pritchard at the block right now. Next to Kessler. Second free throw. Brown got the bounce. Lucky bounce there. 114 to 108. Timeout taken on the floor by Utah. 15.9 seconds left to go. Yeah, some interesting coaching stuff here in like the final seconds of this game by Joe Mazzulla. Not having Hauser out there, instead got Pritchard, and then he had Pritchard line up at the block at the free throw line right next to Kessler. I mean, what's that going to do when you get a 7-foot guy lining right up next to the 6-footer? 114 to 108. Hopefully you took the Jazz and the spread tonight on this one to cover, because the Celtics came into today a 17.5 point favorite. That dwindled down to 15.5 once Jason Tatum was rolled out, but it's going to be determined by single digits tonight. Right now, Utah's leading the fourth quarter, 39-24. The Jazz at 1 point trail by 24. Celtics blew a 24-point lead. It was back and forth throughout the fourth quarter, but last couple minutes, couple big game-changing plays there. Jaylen Brown, the dunk right past Walker Kessler. Sam Hauser, transition 3 to set a new career-high 33. Drew Holiday, corner 3 buckets to take the lead at 1 point after we were tied. It was 103 apiece at that point. And then Drew Holiday to steal the outlet pass off to Hauser and made a huge 3 in transition. 114 to 108. come back to action here. 6-point game. Utah gets the inbound over to Collins. Collins tied up with Drew Holiday, lost it. Drew Holiday with a steal. Game-changing plays, game-winning plays, and Drew Holiday today, the missing piece, steals the game away. Final score, Celtics 114, Utah 108. What a game tonight. Didn't think many had this game circled, that it would come down to only 6 points being decided by. But man, did the Utah Jazz, who are 15-50, give the Celtics one heck of a ball game tonight here. This one, Celtics able to win. Wasn't easy. Sam Hauser, though, saved Boston in this one. 33 points by Sam Hauser. 9 made threes. His career high is new tonight, as he newly set it with 33, surpassing 30, which he set last year on March 17, 2024 against Washington. 26 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals by Jaylen Brown, 18 points by Derek White. He finished with 10 assists. Drew Holiday. Numbers aren't eye-popping, but the plays that he makes are always at the right time, at the best time possible when the game matters the most. 10 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, which came on the final possession of the game, and 1 block for Drew Holiday. Doing all the little things right there for Drew. And Celtics able to win this one, 114-108. Thanks all for joining in. Really appreciate everybody. Before I sign off, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. And I got to give Utah their credit, because they have been banged up all season long. They had guys in and out of the lineup. John Collins returned tonight for this game. Colin Sexton returned. Those two guys were back and forth out of the lineup due to injuries. They were without Lauri Markkanen, but still gave the Celtics one heck of a battle, even though they were down by 24 in this game. Prayers out to Porzingis, man. I hope that he's going to return soon. Porzingis is dealing with a viral infection of an illness that he's struggling to shake. So that's the issue with Porzingis, is that Porzingis is still feeling really really weak and not ready to come back due to a virus that he's got for a sickness infection for him. So hopefully they'll get the big fella back soon, but my prayers go out to Porzingis and a speedy recovery, hopefully, and hopefully Celtics will get him back on the floor in no time there. But man, this game was really, really close. I'll be off on Wednesday. No stream for Celtics against OKC. I got a game for lacrosse I'm covering at night for college lacrosse that night, so unfortunately no stream that night. I'm hoping to be back live on Friday, Celtics against Heat. If you guys would like to join in for the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge, feel free to do so. March Madness just around the corner. That link is posted in the chat for the ESPN March Madness Tournament Challenge. All are welcome to join in. If you sign off this video and forget to join in on the ESPN Tournament Challenge, just remember that I put the link to every single one of my videos within the last past week or so. So if you guys want to join in, it's also linked in the description of my videos, right below it, the March Madness Bracket Challenge. But feel free to join in if anybody's interested. It's totally free. Last year we had, I think, over 40 plus people. A couple of years ago we had 100 plus people join in for the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. Feel free to join if you guys would like there for March Madness coming up in 6 days, Selection Sunday from now. But yeah, too close for comfort here. Celtics get it done though, 114-108 the final score. And we'll close out to the channel members. All channel members get a shout out at the end of each and every single one of my live streams. And also that membership link, if anybody's interested in ever joining that. That's all also posted in every single one of my videos in the description. Same as the channel sponsors. Big shout out to BetUS and GamesGo. Here we go. Jason, Bradley, Warren, Kelly, I Am Ghost, the Nisha Player, Asia, Ice Baby, Katie, Ogie, SGA Sports Talk, Lonely Satellite, Michael, John, Norma, Jonathan, Guido, and Mark. Thanks for joining in, everybody, tonight. Celtics get it done. It wasn't easy, though. Only a 6-point win. 114-108 against the Jazz. Sam Hauser, career-high 33 points, drilling 9 threes in this game, including a dagger 3 with around a minute left to play. Thanks so much, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Monday night here, folks.